Okay, thank you. Welcome everyone. So today we are going to discuss CSAT paper 2 of this test series. You have already attempted this test paper. What my idea, when you discuss a test paper, what should be your takeaway? Let's say you already attempted this test paper. You wrote questions, right? That time you were engaged, you spent mental energy. Then maybe you have gone through the solutions. And now what is the takeaway of this explanation? That according to me, the most important takeaway is, let's say, there is some question, any question, right? So when you discuss it, can you discuss at a higher level? Let's say any question, let's say question number 78. It can be solved in different ways. So if that discussion or that particular thought can help you perform better next time, that I believe is an advantage. So what I plan to do first, I will take the difficult question one. And not only difficult, the questions which I believe had some very important concepts. Let's say, if you see last year's CSAT question paper, they are very much, they have asked many questions on number theory. Number theory is nothing, things like, number theory not just limited to things like, calculating LCM, SCF, no. How can you visualize the numbers, right? Let's say, sorry? दोबारा क्या हो गया? दोबारा start करें? Huh? Start now? Okay, wonderful. So welcome everyone. So today I plan to discuss this CSAT paper. See what is the idea, when you discuss a question paper, what is the main idea? I believe, let's say you have already attempted this test paper, then you might have seen the solutions. So the most important takeaway from a discussion is sharing some thoughts or some idea which can take you to a higher intellectual level, or rather say higher aptitude level, so that during your real examination, that CSAT examination, you should be able to solve these questions in much less time and with much more confidence. In this question paper, I found some wonderful questions. The questions are 3 levels: easy, moderate, and tough. But there are some questions which are really wonderful. So that is my idea, that first I will discuss the most difficult question, and don't worry about the time. Let's say, see, although all questions have equal marks, but some questions have richer thoughts. So let's see this question number 78. What this question number, just a minute. What this question says, okay. Which of the following will have the minimum change in its value? Minimum change in its value if 4 is added to both the numerator and denominator of this number. Okay. See, one way is, let's say, you calculate the value, let's say 3 by 5 is 60%, 4 by 7, you calculate all those values, and add 4 both sides, and then that I will call, in aptitude examination, there is one method called suicidal method. That means if you adopt that method, your almost time is gone, right? But again, there is no problem. You will get answer through that method as well, but it will take time. See, for your convenience, I can tell the answer is 6 by 11. But see, forget this question now. What you have to think, there is a concept. If you understand that concept, not only this question, there are many questions like this. See, the concept, from one concept, you can have different types of questions, right? So if you understand that concept, in future also you would be able to solve a question or even more difficult question than this one. So what is that concept? Just first see the numbers. What happens? Let's say, I have a number. Let's say, what happens when I add 1 and 1 both to the numerator? Let's say I have a number half. I'm adding 1 to the numerator and 1 to the denominator. Observe this thing carefully. Half, everybody knows 50%. Half is equal to 50%, right? And when you add this thing, what happens? 2 plus 3, right? So what is happening? 2 plus 3, everybody knows, 66.66%. Okay, observe this thing. Just so, what is your observation now? What you are observing? If the number is less than 1, okay, 1 by 2 is less than 1. If I add equal number both sides, right? 100%, 100, one is nothing, 100. So I get a number which is more than previous number. Now let me do this thing for number greater than, let's say, number greater than 1. Let me do it for 3 by 2. 3 by 2 plus 1 plus 1. What will happen? It will be 4 by 3. 3 by 2 is how much? 150%. 3 by 2 is 150%, right? 1.5 or 150%. And 4 by 3 is how much? It will be 133.33%, right? You can write it, 1 plus 1 upon 3. So what you are observing here, okay, now in the earlier case, what was happening? The number was increasing 50 to 66%. Here the number has decreased. So what is happening here? What is your observation? What is your takeaway? Whenever the number is less than 1, like 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, you add, equal number both sides. So what will happen? The resultant number will increase. Okay. Similarly, if the number is greater than 1, if you increase, equal number, the resultant number will decrease. This is an important concept. Please, please keep it in your mind. If you remember this concept, see what can help and see, there is no point in solving this question by taking decimal. No. You remember this concept. Okay. Now let me do what happens when I subtract the something equal number from a number less than half, less than 1. Sorry. So now what we will do? Let me take this number here. Let's say there is a number 2 by 5. Okay, this is less than 1. Now I am subtracting 1 and subtracting 1. What will happen? 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4 is, everybody knows, 25%, right? And 2 upon 5 is 40%, right? 2 upon 5 is 40%, right? So what has happened here? The number has decreased. In the case, see, when you added something, if you added equal number to a number less than 1, then the number increased. But in the same case, when you added, when you subtracted from a number less than 1, then the number decreased from 2. So, see, it does not matter whether you take 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5. This change is more important. Observing this change, that what is happening here, this is more important. Okay. Now, let's say you have understood, and opposite will happen to, let's say, if the number is greater than your 1. Let me take another number. Let's say I'm taking number again in blue. Let's say 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is, let's say 5 by 2. If I subtract 1, so what will happen? 4 by 1. This is okay. So what is happening here? It became 4. And it was 2.5. 5 by 2 is 2.5. So what has happened here? Here the number has increased, right? From 2.5 to number has increased to 4, right? So, so can you see, this observing this thing is more important. So what is your takeaway? Whenever my number is less than 1, if I add equal numbers to it, and see that, let's say you add 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. The question has given 4, 4, right? Even you add 4, 4, then what will happen? The number will increase, right? This is one observation. Similarly, if the number is, if you decrease, if you subtract, let's say it was, if you subtract, equal number from numerator and denominator, then the number is less than 1, then the number will decrease. So this is an important observation. So please keep in mind, and see, these concepts are not only for this question. It is a wider concept. Using this concept, you can solve many questions in number theory, not only of CSAT level, but of much higher level. Okay, so this is one important concept which I wanted to discuss. Now let us see the another concept. Now see, can you observe these numbers? What is happening here? Let me say, okay, just observe this number. What is happening? 3 by 5. Okay. Then what happened? How came, 4 by 7? So can you see, do you observe this 4 by 7 is fine, but do you also observe 3 by 5 plus, 3 by 5 plus 1 by 1. It is 4 by 7. Now observe, see what will happen. One way is, let's say calculate the value. See, if somebody is very good in calculation, then also he can do this calculation. How? See, you know the value of 1 upon 5. 1 upon 5 is how much? 20%. 20% into 3, 60%. 1 upon 7 is how much? 14.28%. 14.28% you will multiply by 4, right? You will so, see, now if you, one way is of, dividing 4 by 7. Another way is, you have to visualize 1 upon 7 is equal to 14.28. Okay. So the moment you see, okay, 14.28 I have to multiply by, 4. So you will say it is something, more than 56%, right? Closer to 57%, and this was 60%. So once you visualize this pattern, you will say, okay, this is the largest number, this is the largest number, and this is the smallest number. See, you can also verify through calculation. 1 by 11 is how much? 1 by 11 is, remember, 0, 9, 0, 9, 0, 9, 0, 9. This is the pattern, right? If you multiply, 6, you have to multiply every number by 6. So this will be 54, 0.54, 54, 54, 54. Okay. So this is one pattern. So see, you have different tools in your hand. So for this question, I have discussed, 6, 7, I think 4 different concepts. But what my point is, you must have all these concepts in your mind. When you tackle a question, do not go, like class 10th or 12th, student like, subtracting 1 by 3. No, don't do that. While practicing, you can do that. But in examination scenario, write very little. Use your concepts. So once this is fine, so you have visualized, this is my highest number, this is my largest, this is my smallest number. Okay. And how you visualize it? Without any calculation. You visualize, okay, my smallest number 3 by 5 is less than 1, and now I'm adding 1, 1 both sides. So whenever you add 1, 1, use your concept, the number will decrease. So, 3 by 5 is greater than 4 by 7, 4 by 7 is greater than 5 by 9, and this way, fine. Okay. Now, what is saying? Now, see, the question is not complete here. Now, what they are asking, after this, after adding 4, 4, let's say you are adding 4, 4 to these numbers. Let's say, what will happen now? This will be, 7 by 9. Okay. This will be your 8 by 11. Right. This will be your 9 by 13. And this will be your 10 by 15. Right. So, let's say, again, see, if you are going to calculate these numbers, again, your 2-3 minutes will be gone. So here again, your, thought will come into again, comparison thought will come into picture. See, if somebody is very good in calculation, let's say, the value of 1 by 9. 1 by 9 is equal to 0.111. So you can write, okay, this is a 0.77%, right? 77.77%. 1 by 11 is how much? 0.0909. So you should say 72.72%. One way is also that, so you will realize, okay, this number is my greatest, largest, and this is smallest. This is again. So what happened? Let's say this was the largest, this was the smallest, you added the number, the same thing happened. Now, see, now comes the most important thing, which is going to take away your hell lot of time in examination, because the question is, which will have the minimum change in its value. Minimum change in its value, if the 4, minimum change means, how you will calculate the change? First, you know these numbers. Now you have added these numbers. Now what you have to do? you have to see the percentage change in this number. If you are going to calculate this percentage change in examination, you know, you are gone. So now I have already discussed with you, you know, two important concepts, how the changes are happening. Now what I will leave you with, you know, now this question is done. I think most of you have already got it. See, now what you have to visualize, okay, using the second concept, where, you know, if the number is less than 1, if we add one on numerator, one on denominator, how the number will change. Okay, you realize that whenever you add equal numbers both sides, the number will always increase. So using that concept, can you visualize how 6 by 11 will have the minimum change? See, now here will come the most important thought. If you can do that, then I will assume that whatever time invested, that is well paid. Okay? So, and think, you know, see, do not do calculation. No, do not do calculation. Just visualize, and it is appearing here. See, you can see. Okay, my largest, you know, 6 by 11 is my smallest number. I have added some, you know, equal number both sides, and see what you have to think. There is a large number. 3 by 5 is a large number, right? And 6 by 11 is a smaller number. Now what you have to visualize, if I add equal number to, you know, both numerator and denominator, in which the change will be minimum. So you have to convince yourself that the smallest number will have the minimum change. Okay, and this is very easy. Please do not do calculation. Using this concept, you can identify it, right? So this question is done. This was an important question, so I thought I will invest some time. See, this question is very easy, right? 79. What is this question? See, even you do not need to say, okay, let's say in your examination, how you will think. You will say, okay, 1 liter is equal to 0.800 grams. Okay, then how many, now see that your mind get confused here. Cubic millimeter, forget cubic millimeter, right? Just do not keep, you know, at the beginning do not change liter into, no, don't do that. You will say, okay, 1 is equal to, visualize like this. 1 is equal to 0.8. Okay, then 0.2 gram. Then it is asking how much will be the 0.2 gram. So what you, how you can go to 4 divided by 4, because you have to make it this 0.2 gram of what? Oil, right? See, 1 liter, see how I am writing 1 liter. I am writing 1 liter 1. 800 grams oil I am writing as 0.8. So this is the thing I know, but what I want, 0.2 gram. So what I have to do to get 0.2 gram, I have to divide both sides by 4. So this is around 250. Okay. See, now the moment I saw this, I can immediately eliminate these two. Then now I will be confused between 25 and 250. Now I have to check the cubic millimeter, and it is about the millimeter, right? You will think very little, you will come to the 250. How can they can be 25, right? So that's what it is. Answer is also 250, right? See, what my point is, you can solve it by, you know, by taking multiplying zeros. No, don't do that. This is the takeaway. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Now, see, this question number 8 is very simple. I think everybody can solve it. Here we will not. See, here no mathematics will apply. So what the question is, consider the following sequence of number. How many even numbers are followed by then odd number? So in this no mathematics, see here, okay, let's say somebody asks, what kind of abilities are tested in such question? This, you know, sometimes you find in many aptitude exams a question like this. Here the, you know, no formula, nothing will. Here your concentration of thought. You have to find even numbers. Let's say first you will look at the even numbers. Okay. In examination, how you will do? You know, I'm not going to solve it question fully, but I'm telling you the method the way you should do, right? In examination, right? Okay. Then okay, this is fine. And are followed by an odd number. Then you will count. You know, wherever odd number is there, you will just cross it, right? Followed by odd number. Okay, this is This is followed by odd number. This is not there, right? This is followed by odd number. You got the pattern, right? So this is what it is, and the answer is 8. So these questions are fine. Now let's come to just a minute. What happened? Okay, this is the, okay. No. I think we have to shift it. इसको जरा देखिए इसको how you can. Okay, now it is fine. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's see this passage. The rapid growth of cities has. See, in this paper, the passages are generally not difficult. Again, let's say, again, reading comprehension, you have to understand that there is a difference between value prepare for the quantitative part and the reading comprehension part. One thing is common. What is common is you have to condition your mind for difficult questions. Let's say you study a very obstruse passage, and you can think about that. You can solve question related to that. Then CSAT question you will solve very easily. I can give you one example. Let's say when you read economic survey, in that there are some very wonderful passages. If you can understand those passages, similarly in policy document, national health policy, national education policy, sometimes it is even in your constitution. Constitution is not a it is not a abstruse text. It is not a word. It is a very refined text. This is the way the law of language. See, if you can read the original bare act constitution, that will also enhance your reading comprehension skill. So when you read, let's say you are reading fundamental rights. So when you read those articles, so your comprehension ability will enhance. Okay, so that time you will be able to solve question like this. Let's see this question. A rapid growth of city has been placed. See, now in examination, how you have to think and how you have to read. See, people have different methods. Sometimes they murmur, sometimes they underline. But there is no problem in any method. But you have to skim very fast. The most important skill is you have to know which line, which phrase, or which line I have to go very fast. Let's say I'm reading it. The rapid growth of cities has placed a significant strain on urban public system, right? So in this line, I need not to think anymore, right? These systems are struggling to keep pace with the rising demand, resulting in overcrowded buses, strained waiting time, and increased pollution. Okay. So here, first 5 lines, no problem. But the moment I see the word addressing, right? Here I will be, little bit awake, right? Because I know whenever, things like addressing, however comes, the writer wants to convey some idea. Addressing these issues require innovative solutions, such as adopting new technology, upgrading infrastructure, and improving service efficiency. However, implementing these solutions necessitates substantial. However, see again. However, whenever you read however, you have to be very, very, awake. Implementing this solution necessitates substantial financial investment and policy changes, which are not always feasible for urban government to achieve. Okay. Now this is the question. Let's say the questions now. What the question says? What is the most logical and critical message? See, this language is important. Sometimes you get inference, logical and critical message. So, what can be the logical? Let's say somebody says A plus B is equal to 5 and B plus C is equal to also 5. So what is the logical message? That A is equal to C. That is the, so same way. Cities should consider alternative method of financing policy to improve public transportation system. The rapid growth. See, okay, let's say sometimes the language of the option if it itself is very harsh or on the tail side. Let's say what I mean by that. Suppose you get an optional where language is very harsh. Let's say they use the word all the, the is solely. The keyword is here is solely. This is a harsh language. So generally what happens whenever you get such harsh languages, on the tail side means, extreme languages. So the chances are very, very minimum for that option to be correct. You can use this, skill or, this intuition, both your GS, not only CSAT paper, also in your GS1 paper, right, prelims. Why? Because see, let's say when an examination set a question paper, he or she knows the correct option, but how to write the incorrect option? So what are the tools available with him or her? The tools available are, so let's say the paragraph was there. You know, the paragraph covered, paragraph says, okay, this is the correct answer. So how examiner can make incorrect answer? Either making an answer, statement which covers something more than A, or which is covered only a small part of A. Let's say this is B, this is C, right? Or which covers let's say which is entirely very different from A, nothing to do with that. So what is happening here? Solely, right? It is an extreme statement. So see, these kind of skills help you even if you are not able to understand the paragraph. Let's say you could understood only the 50-60% part of the paragraph. Then also such a skill can help you to eliminate wrong optional. But again, the most important point is such skills are not foolproof. The most important skill is to understand the paragraph, enhance your reading abilities. Now, third, they are saying the government should prioritize urban public transportation system over other urban development project. Okay. Okay. So I just got lost where we were. Just a minute. Let me read the paragraph once again. The deputy sustain achieve. Okay. So. Yes, the most important line was here. See, however, implementing this solution necessitated substantial financial investment and policy changes, which are not always feasible for government to achieve. That's why your cities should consider alternative method of financing and policy to improve their public transportation system. See, if you understand the thought of the paragraph, you will immediately mark it, right? Because the others are extreme. Solely responsible, right? They have nowhere talked about the prioritizing urban public transportation over other urban development project. No. The challenge faced by the urban public transportation system are a result of poor management and outdated infrastructure. See, they tell the problems of this public transport system, but nowhere this thought has been talked. See, one more important thing. Let's say you read a paragraph and you are able to understand it thoroughly, with the good, you got what the writer is trying to say. You will not even read incorrect options. Because what happens, if you have not understood the paragraph thoroughly, then the option clutters your mind, your thought. If you have understood the paragraph thoroughly, you will directly come to the correct option. Now, let's take let me discuss one I knew some important question which was okay, yes, these questions I want to discuss. First, I will take the difficult question. Okay, see, these questions are important. So not not very difficult. These are one-liner, right? So, see, for this question, you are not able to touch your pen pencil. What they are saying, 5 minutes fast every 24 hours. Clock was set correct at 10 a.m. on Monday, 10 a.m. on Monday, and they are talking about the 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So, you will know, okay, 10 a.m. Monday, 10 a.m. Monday to Tuesday is 1 day, 24 hours. 10 a.m. Wednesday is, 48 hours. Okay, 48 hours में कितना change आएगा? 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes fast हो जाएगी. Then, but you have to reach to 8 p.m. of Wednesday. This means 10 a.m. of Wednesday to 8 p.m. of Wednesday is how much? 12 hours. 12 hours में कितना और fast हो जाएगा? 5, 10 minutes and 2.5. And total 12.5 minutes, the clock will be faster. So what you have to do, you have to subtract from 8 p.m. message, you have to take back 12 minutes, right? 12.5 minutes. So that will be your, this number, right? Exactly, this should be 7.5, but it is fine, no problem. Okay? So see, what is the most important thing? Here the most important thing is thought. Do not make equation and no. Okay, here what is the smallest digit number when divided by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaves a remainder of 7 in each case. So and anyone who has gone through the classes, you know, how do you find such number? You find by, you know, taking LCM. So what you will do, 3, 4, see in examination don't like this, right? So how you will think, okay, 3 into 4, right? You will take an LCM, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, see, one method of looking at 3 or 6 has an LCM of 6. Okay, so look LCM of 6, 4 and 5, right? So that will be 2, 3, 2, 5. Okay, so this will be 6 into 10, 60, right? So see, what happens, whenever you have a smaller number, larger number, which is let's say 3 completely divide 6, so the LCM will be always larger number. So you have to look for the LCM of only 4, 5 and 6. So that LCM is 60. So you have to bring yourself closer to this number. Now see, in examination do not do, you know, all these calculation divide. No, just imagine like this. How you will imagine? Let's say, just imagine it like, see, number of zeros make no difference here. And this point is important. If you will count the number of zero and start dividing by 60, आपका काफी time निकल जाएगा. What this way how you have to think? I have to think, come to close. Okay, can you see this pattern? You know, numbers are closer to. Let's say I am assuming this number is 1000 only. Okay. So this could be 1027, 1077, 1007, 1037. Okay, 1000 like that. So what I have to do? I have to bring it closer to 1000, right? So, and so what will happen? So just what that number will be. So now you can do it. 1000 divided by 6, right? Now, see here also you can save time, right? So your remainder will be 40. Can you visualize it? See what I have done. I have forgotten the zero and have made your you know, work very you know, less tedious. How this happened? Because the number of zeros is not making a difference. So what this number is? See, even the quotient does not make a difference. What your idea is? What that number is? Okay. So what you have to do? Whatever that number is, minus 60 plus 40, right? Okay, sorry, plus 60 minus 40, because see, when you subtract, when you divided this number by 60, how much remainder you got? 40, right? Okay. So this number will be divisible by your 60, right? See, take it, you know, it's very simple. There is no difference, you know, using less zero. What I have done, I first took the first, you know, LCM. Then I saw, okay, these numbers are greater, so I said, okay, I will take 1000. I divided that. I thought, you know, 40 is the remainder, so I subtracted 40. But this number will be divisible by 7. But what is the problem? It leaves a remainder of 7 also. So I have to add 7 as well. So whatever that number is, I think the answer should be A. Let me check what is the answer. Okay, yes, A is the answer. I think they have you know, done some calculation. That is fine, you know. They have done through, you know, all the zeros. But my suggestion is you try to avoid all these zeros in the examination scenario. And this thought is the most important thought here. When you divide that, 40 the remainder, this means, you know, this number is not completely divisible by, you know, 60. 40 will be the remainder, so you subtracted 40 plus 60, but you know you are looking for a number which leaves a remainder of 7, so you will add 7, and that will give you the answer. Okay, now please, see these questions are, I think, simple question, right? Here the answer is C, just a minute, and there is nothing in this question, right? what it says. You have been given this relation. A plus B means the mother of B, A minus B, the brother of C. Okay, what is the important thought here? Let's say solving it is not a problem. How you will save time in examination? What you can do, let me see, let me give you some, tool where you can save time in examination. Okay. See, the only way to approach such question is through options only. Okay. So, if let's say I have to attend this question in examination, so what I will do, first I will try to check between B and C, right? I will try to check B and C because I can see, okay, then I will just simply put the relation, right? P minus M. I will go to, A minus B means A is the brother of B. This means P is the brother of M. Okay. Okay. Then M plus N. M plus N is what? A is the mother of, that means N is the mother of N, right? Then comes your N into Q. A is the sister of, that means N is the sister of Q. So P has to be the maternal uncle only. Okay, so see, there is no, see, in aptitude examination, I will, generally what happens, such questions are considered at, not very high level, because these questions are slightly tedious. There is no intellectual thought involved here. But again, practicing questions like this is important. Sometime in CSAT or here and there you will find a question like this. But it is just about practice. There is no, some concept to learn here. Okay, now let's see this question. On the 8th December, Saturday falls, what about on 8th of December 2006? How you will approach it? See, those who have studied about weeks, it was Saturday, right? They are talking about Saturday. See, what happens, there are many, concepts on questions, days of the week, but the most important concept is this, that you're knowing that there is an, leap year. Leap year, 29 days in February, okay, 365 days or 360. This is, this is a leap year, 363 days. If you understand this concept, see, there are many formulas on, which are related to such question, but this is the most fundamental question. Okay, and the second concept is knowing that there are 7 days in week, so 7 into 54, right? So, so 350, 28, right? 368. So, 53 weeks, right? So, there has to be less than, so 53 weeks. If you understand this concept, then you can solve, and building upon these two fundamental concepts, you can solve many, many questions like this. And not only, question of much higher difficulty level. This question is very simple. See, this is one-liner. What it says, 2007 is a Saturday, right? And 2007 is not a leap year. Okay. What day of a week, even the 2006 is not a leap year. So it is not an, you are not moving from, let's say ordinary year to leap year. You are moving from ordinary year to, your ordinary year to ordinary year. Whenever you do that, there is a change of 1 day. So according to me, it is Saturday, so it has to be on Friday. And how you can solve it? Just remember these two concepts, right? That there are 365 days in ordinary years and 53 weeks, and you will do the, see, if you do not know this concept, then you have to do the calculation in examination. But if you know this concept that whenever you move from ordinary year to an ordinary year, which is not a leap year, then it becomes a one-liner question. Let me see that answer. What is the answer? Answer is Friday. Okay. So I think this is fine. I don't know what is the solution here. But remember this thing, whenever you move from ordinary year to ordinary year, which is not in leap year, you just have to subtract 1 day whenever you, let's say this is 2000, same thing will apply, let's say 2006 to 2005. Okay, same thing. If it was Friday, then that has to be Thursday. Okay, so this is the concept. Now, let's see this question. Economic development in many developing countries often be accompanied by environmental degradation and depletion of natural resources. See, in this line, what is the most important point? Developing countries. See, here they have not talked about all countries, developing countries. Economic development. Okay. Environmental degradation and depletion of natural resources, same thing. This is due to the focus of economic growth at the cost of environmental stability, right? At the cost of environmental, sustainability. However, whenever you see the however, you have to be cautious. It is essential to strike a balance between economic development and environmental protection for the well-being of the present and future generation. This can be achieved through the adoption of sustainable development practices that promote economic growth without degrading the environment. Okay, so this is the thought. Now let's see what are the questions. Which of the following are the most rational and logical inferences that those can be made from the passage? Okay. Environmental growth is more important than economic growth is more important than environmental protection in developing countries. Sustainable development practices can promote economic growth without degrading the environment. Inferences, see, they are talking about the inferences, logical inferences, because see, the writer suggested this thing. Okay, let me, I will read from here, so that this was the question number. Okay, so however, it is essential to, what the writer said, however, it is essential to strike a balance between economic development and environmental protection for the well-being of both present and future generation. This can be achieved through the adoption of sustainable development practices. Okay, so no doubt, you see this line, because they are talking about the logical inference. So sustainable development practices can promote economic growth without degrading the environment. Okay, so see, if you can use even a better word, without. See, without is fine word, but some milder, if the writer could have used some milder word, then this option, see, this option is correct, but this is my understanding that some word milder than without should be used here. Okay, that, economic growth will be there without not, while, let's say, not harming the environment to that extent. That is, that is the real intent of the writer. Okay. Now the environmental practices, what this is, environmental degradation and depletion of natural resources are not a concern for developing countries. This idea they have not talked so anywhere, right? See, this such you can eliminate, in the without even looking at the option. Nowhere they see. They are talking about that in developing countries what is happening, economic growth is taking place at the cost of environmental degradation. So how somebody can say they are not a concern for developing countries? No. Focus on economic growth has led to the neglect of environmental sustainability. Yes, this thought they have talked about. The adoption of sustainable development practices is not feasible for developing countries. See, again, the whole idea, the whole passage is talking about what the developing countries should do. So 5, 3, and 1 you can eliminate. So I think 2 and 4, just answer should be A. 2 and 4. Yes, let me just see the answer. Okay, yes. Okay, so see what my point is here. When you read, if you have understood the passage well, you will not even look at options, you will not even care to say what is the correct or incorrect answer. The thought is more important. Understanding the intent of the writer is more important. Now, let's see this question. Okay, one more question is there, right? What is the most logical and critical message conveyed by the passage? Cities should consider, okay, not this, okay, this question. Okay, I think we have not done this question so far, right? We will do it. The rapid growth of cities has placed a significant strain on urban public transport systems. These systems are struggling to keep pace with the rising demand, resulting in overcrowded buses and trains, longer wait times, and increased pollutions. Right, increased pollution. Addressing these issues require innovative solutions such as adopting new technologies, upgrading infrastructure, and improving service efficiency. However, again, see, however, okay. However, implementing this solution necessitates substantial financial investment and policy changes, which are not always feasible for urban government to achieve. And they are talking about the financial investment, and I think you understood that, right? Cities should consider alternative methods of financing. Okay, I think we did this question, no problem. See, now let's see this question, 77. Now, in this, let's say, I found this question, a very beautiful question. If in this question you are writing too much, then it's a problem. Let us do this exercise. Can we do this question without even touching pen, paper, do mentally? Just observe how I will think, let's say I have to do this question examination, how I will think. They are talking about which is the largest number. Okay, I will say largest number. So I have to compare between M, N, O, P, no problem. So M minus N is equal to 2020, okay, something. This means M is greater than N, okay. And we will remove the N number, okay. Now let us go to, N is not in the picture. Now I will compare M with O. M minus O minus M. Let's say O minus M, I will get a positive number. So M is out of the picture. O is the largest, right? Now I will compare O and P, right? So I know I subtracted from O to P, I will get something, 2025 plus. So O has to be the largest number. See, if you can think this way, do not touch, do not go into make. See what happens when you go into making calculation, आपका काफी energy चला जाएगा, right? So see, this is the, see, not only in aptitude examination, this skill is very, very important. Let's say, see, these questions are based on number theory. In mathematics, what happens, see, in aptitude examination, CAT and all CSAT examination, they do not touch ideas at a very high level. Let's say there is a mathematician who has studied, let's say, for 15, 20 years, things like number theory, probability theory. So that is very robust and rigorous mathematics. So when they go into proofs, right, they will solve many proofs and all those things. But at one time, even their mind, let's say professor of number theory, they will not write too many things. They will think more. So that is the practice you have to develop. Writing little, writing what is required that you have to write, but try to avoid, I will say, not very high thought that you should not write. Okay, try. If there is a very abstruse or very constructive idea, that you can write. Okay, just a minute. Now let us move to. Okay. Let's say I will take, some more difficult. I was just looking for some. Okay, yes, this question was, let's say, we will take from here onwards. So we are going, little random, but what my point is, I want to discuss questions which are of, more importance. Let's say this question number 57. Can you do this question without even one way, to form equation? No. Just think, This is my suggestion, try to think in this way in examination. Let P and Q the volume of, the P and Q is the volume, say, RS is the mass of the metallic, okay. Each side of the B is 3 times that of, okay. So you know B is 3 times of A. Now see, the most important thing is B is 3 times of A. And the mass of side is also 3 times, and the mass of B is also 3 times that of A. And then they have given the relation U is equal to R upon P. What is U? Mass of A upon volume of P. Okay? And similarly, V is like that. Then which of the following is correct? See, do not go into making equation. Just see. Okay, come directly to the option. You will see, okay, what I have to see? I have to see the relation between U and V. Okay, no problem. Then what you will do? Okay, you will say my R is equal to, let's say, in examination what you will do. Now this is the time where you can pick your pen. You will say, okay, this is U is equal to RP. U is equal to RP and V, right? V is equal to SQ, right? But S you can replace by what? At the place of S, you can write, see what you can do, R is equal to 3S. Can you write? It is given, right? R and S be the mass of the two, and A and B respectively, and this is R and S be the masses of two metallic A and B. B ka mass is 7. So S, so this will be 3R, right? S by 3, sorry, just. R you can replace by S by 3 because B is thrice, okay? Then P is again your volume, right? So you know the volume of B will be, see the side is 3, so the volume of B would be 27 times, right? See, let's say one side is X, another side is 3X, and you are talking about the Q. So what will 3, right? You will take iska volume hoga SQ, this volume will be 27Q, okay? So at the P that you can write Q by 27. The moment you write this thing, and S upon Q is equal to what? S upon Q is equal to nothing but V. So you can replace it. See, now you have written only 2 lines here, but you have done 3-4 lines of thought, thought in your mind. The moment you write S upon Q is equal to what? V, so this will be equal to 9V, right? Question done. Okay, so otherwise if you start making equation, you're thinking what is volume, what is no. See, please, after whatever I've discussed here, this is an important thought. From this discussion, even if you understand 4 or 5 questions of the way I'm trying to explain, I'm pretty sure if you will think like this, you will do very, very well in your examination scenario. And this is what the students who are going to get selected are going to think. Let me assure you that well as well. Okay. Now let's see this question. Again here also, can you do this question without using pen paper? A person can complete 30% of work in 9 days, okay? And another can complete 35% in 7 days, okay? If they work together in how many days? 50% of the, see one way of completing making equation and that. Can you think in the percentage term? Let's say in 9 days he is completing 30% work. So in 1 day, in 1 day, how much work he is completing? Okay, so this will be your 30 by 9 plus, and here B is completing 35% work in the 7 days. So do you understand this thing? This is the percentage of work both will be completing in 1 day. See, in 30% of work he is completing 9 days. In 1 day, how much you will complete? 30 upon 9, right? So that is nothing but the 10 upon 3. That is 3.333. See, this is the way you have to visualize number, and this is 5%. This is 8.333%. 8.333% they are completing in one day. So the question is, in how many days they will complete 50%. See, again, now do not try to, divide 50 by 8. Visualize again, okay. So how you will say, okay, if they work together, in how many days will be the 50% will be completed? Okay, let's say, I know that this much work they are completing in one day. I have to reach 50%. So I have to just choose the right option. So it is you do not even need to compare. It is visible in your. You have to just multiply with what number that you get 50%. So 6. How you will multiply here? 8 into 6, 48, and 0.33 is equal to 1 by 3. 1 by third of 1 by 6 is 2. 48 plus 2 is equal to 50%. Okay. So your answer should be A. Right? Let me check the answer. 58 is the answer. Okay. I think in explanation, I don't know what they've written on explanation. Okay, very similar to like this. So this is the way you have to think. Here you are thinking in the percentage term. See, when you convert you think in the work done efficiency or percentage of work done in particular one day. If you transform such question into that form, the calculation become very easy. Not only calculation, the thought process become very, very easy. And that is what is required. Okay. Now let's see this question. In examination, Ram scored 30% marks more than, okay, see this is simple, right? Again, okay, try to do this question without, forming too many equations. How do you think? Ram scored 30% marks more than Shyam, plus 30. Okay, Shyam has scored 6% marks less than Ram. So Shyam ka score kitna hai? 6% less. Okay, now you scored 6% less. So how you are going to think? You are going to think like 4% of Ram score. And what is the Ram score? S plus 30. Okay. So now you have to solve this equation. Now see, do not go into that. See, okay, where you will be stuck in the examination scenario. This is important. What you will do? One way of thinking is, okay, I have to solve this equation. So how you can do it in 5 seconds? What you will say? You will write, okay, 0.06 as here. Why? See, do not multiply. Do not write like the s minus 0.94s. No. Just directly write 0.06s. Then what you will do? Then multiply 94 into 3. So how you will write? 27, right? And 12. Okay. Can you see what is happening here? See how I have written this. What I'm going to write? 28.2. I'm going to write it like 28.2. What I did? I multiplied 930 into 0.9. That is 27. Then 0.04 into 3. That is my 1.2. So that comes to 0.06s is equal to 28.2. See now. See again, let's say if you think this calculation is very difficult, no, this calculation is not difficult. Depending upon your quantitative abilities, how you will see? Okay, you will see. Okay, 6. Do not worry about where the decimal number. No, because numbers are very closer here, right? So forget. So you will simply divide 282 divided by 6. You will think this. So what you will say? Okay, 4. Now I'm left with 72, 47. Your answer. You should not think 470. You should say 47, and you will get to 470. Okay, this should be your answer. Let me check. Yes, I think this is the answer. So, but this thought process is more important. See, in this question, the trick was, anyone can form this equation. There is no problem. But the most important skills comes after you have formed this equation, solving this part. Okay, and here your practice will help you. Now, let me see. Okay, this selfie question, right? Let us read this selfie question. This is a good passage. The language is a little harsh, but anyway, I believe you read this. It is a little lengthy, but it is fine. In the depths of the soul, the ever-beckoning chasm of self-expression, therein lies the desire of the most perverse and narcissistic yearning that manifests itself in the guise of a... So, can you see? Even if, while reading, in the first line, you will say, okay, the writer is a little harsh, right? What he's using narcissistic yearning, right? Perverse. So, you will be cautious. Okay, no, he's going to criticize something. So then, behold the visage of modernity, the unapologetic capturing of one's countenance symphony of self-adulation, so fragile and fleeting as a breath upon a glass. The language is a little bit poetic, but it is harsh. The incandescent glow of the screen, the frame of illusion takes hold of the minds of the young old alike, the mending path winding through the minds of the... See, again, while reading this passage, you should not get lost in, that poetic language. No, you have to solve this. So, let's say while I'm reading, what is going through my mind? Okay, the writer was harsh. He's talking about, where the young and old are, something has captured their mind, and what that thing is, they are self-seeking, self-revealing, self-obsessed. They are trying to forge their identity to carve their images out of an ether for what purpose? Okay, then it comes to the, then it says the consequence of this relentless pursuit of the self, this unbridled adoration of the mirror is a cavernous void that consumes the spirit, draining of its vitality and substance, a world of philo simulacra where the visages of countless souls are cast into the digital sea, adrift among the transient tides of social approbation. In this realm, the true face is eclipsed by the contrived and the curated, the authentic obscured by the artifice. Okay. So, can you see, whatever the modernity people are doing in the modern era, he or she is criticizing. Here the things will change. In the midst of this swelling chaos, the hearts and for complete connection. Okay. See, how the good writers write. Whenever they change the thought, they change the paragraph. So that you should be also cautious. In the midst of this swelling chaos, the heart yearns for connection, for the tender touch of a human. Warmth, the sharing of a genuine moment, the unfiltered and unblemished, yet the allure of the selfie is too strong. The siren call of validation too seductive to resist, and so the cycle continues, an unending spiral of self-obsession, self-doubt, the dance of Narcissa entered by his own reflection. A man of genius makes no mistake. See, in the last paragraph, a man of genius makes no mistake. His errors are volition and are portals of discovery. Alas, the discovery in this context is of a darker nature, the revelation of the self-destructive impulse that lies within the human heart. The selfie, a potent symbol of our times, serves as a dark, stark reminder of the power of the ego and the treacherous path that lies before those who choose to indulge it. Okay, so can you see, yes, the paragraph, little difficult, I think in this paper, the most difficult paragraph. Let's see the question. But you have got the tone of the writer. Okay, without going, even before we go into the question, what is the tone? He's trying to, he's trying to tell the humans, where are you investing your time? Do not invest your time, invest your time in some positive things. Why is this, self, he's mainly criticizing selfie thing. Which of the following best describe the main influence of the passage? The self is a harmless form of, see, the moment you have understood the passage, are you even going to read this line? The self is a harmless form of self-expression and a natural evolution of technology. See, if you have understood passage, you will not even, the self is a harmless. After that, you will not care to read the, you will go to the next one. The pursuit of self-validation through selfies can lead to deeper understanding of the human nature. Okay. So, see, even here, the pursuit of self-validation through selfies, you will leave it, the writers criticizing that, how the pursuit of self-validation can happen through selfie. No. Then the prevalence of selfies in modern culture reflects a growing sense of disconnected and self-obsession. Okay. Okay, now this is, this is the, okay, so here you will be cautious. Okay, yes, this is fine. The author argues that the trend of taking selfies is solely responsible for society's moral decline. See, author never went into that. But author, see, in the last two paragraphs, he raised this point, reflects a growing sense of disconnectedness and self-obsession. See, this is how it happens. If you understood the paragraph well, you will not go into which, you will not even care to look at the, incorrect options. You will just focus on the correct option. And see, more than correct or incorrect option, you will enjoy the writing, the message. See, okay, see, solving this question, reading this question, and that is different skill. But try to imagine the one who has written this paragraph, the main author, and more important than how that thought came into his mind. That is very, very important idea. Okay, so I think the 54 answer is your, 54 answer should be C. Okay, yes, 54 answer is C. In the context of the passage discussing the selfie culture, and consider the following assumption. The prevalence of selfie contributes to a heightened sense of self-obsession and self-doubt. Okay, this seems fine. The desire for authentic human connection is overshadowed by the pursuit of social validation through carefully curated online personas. Okay, see, although writer has not used this word like, online personas, but again, the message is same, right? Selfies and that he used the word ether. Okay, so both are correct, right? This is a wonderful paragraph, so I thought I will discuss with you. Now let's take more. See, those questions which are very easy, that we will leave. Let's see this question. 3 businessmen. See, okay, again, in this question, do you need even to, use pen, pencil? 3 businessmen have invested in a company, 35,000, 25,000, 10,000. See, do not worry about numbers. When you are reading this, just focus on 35, 25, and 10, provided the remaining zeros are equal. If the total profit is 180, just remember read it like 180. Okay, this skill you have to develop. Do not forget 35,000, 35, 25. Okay, the total profit is what is the share of the profit of A. See, this question is very, very simple. See, we are very, very lucky in this question. The addition of, see, these 3 people invested. And let's say 35, 25 is 50, 60. Just a minute. 35 is 60, 70. Okay. When you invested 70, you got a profit of 180. Okay, see, one way of method is, taking some ratio R and doing that. But do not go into that. Just think, you invested 70,000, and just think 70, you got a profit of 180. Okay, by investing 70, you got a profit of 180. And you are looking for a profit of A. A ka kitna iska? 35%. You have to just look for the half, That is 9,000. That should be your answer. This is a very simple question. Okay, we will not. This is also a very simple question. It's my, again, very simple. Simple solve. Okay, what is the main skill here? How you will visualize the equation. What they are saying? In 2000, Nilesh age was 1/4 of the age of. So in examination scenario, write it like this. Nilesh was 1/4 of Milan. Okay, and this is your 2000. This means you are studying into this equation for 2000. Okay, where is in 2022? Milan's age was half of Milan's 2022. This means 22. You will add both sides. 22, 20 years. So what has happened now? Milan's age is half of. Okay. Milan's age was half the age of Nilesh. Okay, in Nilesh, 2000, Nilesh age was 1/4 of the age of Milan. Okay, this is fine. Then they are saying Milan's age was half the age of Nilesh. Okay, this is fine, right? So what you have to do? You just have to solve these two equations. Okay, so how you are going to solve it? See, now, see, here comes the skill. You will say n by 2 plus 11. See, I'm writing this here, but in examination you will not, see in examination what you will do, you will visualize n by 2, 11, n by 2 you will say n by 2 is equal to, okay, m plus 11. See what has happened? You have just subtracted from 20 to 11, right? So you will come to this equation, okay. So now just you have to solve, these two equations. So this is, see now what you can do. Just see this is more important. So solving, visualizing equation. Now what you will do? Can you write here m by 8 is equal to m plus 11? Okay, like this. Okay, something has gone wrong. In 2022, Milan's age was half that of Nilesh. Let me just see, how it could be possible. Just a minute. 51. Nilesh's age was. Okay. Nilesh's age was 1/4 of the okay, sorry. See, this is what happens. Oh my God. Just a minute, I think just a minute. Nilesh's age was 1/4 of the Milan's age, whereas in 2000 Milan's age was half of Nilesh, was half of Nilesh age was half of Nilesh age. Okay, when you solve these two equations, okay, so see when you solve this equation you get n is equal to 11. In Nilesh is equal to you get 11. Okay, so Nilesh's age in 2000 was 11 years because you took n year, right, in 2000. So what is Nilesh's year of birth? So out of 2000 you will see this question is unnecessary. We have made it complicated. This question is very, very simple. Okay, when you solve this equation you will get n is equal to 11, and in 2000 what this means, see for 2000 you took age of Nilesh is equal to n. This is n. Okay, and it comes out to be 11. So what the question? What is the Nilesh year of birth? So you have to just subtract 11 year from here. So when you subtract 11 year, where you get answer should be your 1989, right? 51 ka D. Okay, yes, I think I think there is nothing in this question. It's very simple. Now this question you have already done, right? Okay, now see in these are earlier CSAT used to ask question like this. If in this question, see what is the trick? You know that the train is 300 meter long and it is moving at a rate of 45 km per hour. So how many a man is standing at the in how many seconds it will? Let's say a man is there, right? This is man, and it is 300 meter long. So simply you have to tell, what you have to tell, in how much time the train will travel 300 meter, right? That's the question. Because we are imagining the width of the man is almost 0. So man is standing at the railway station, a train 300 meter long is moving at the range of 40. So how many seconds it will? See, what is the trick in this question? It's not trick, it is a conversion thing. The question here is in 45 kilometer. So you have to visualize 45 kilometer per hour, you have to convert in meter per second. Whenever you multiply by 5 by 18, you get your meter per second. Okay. See now you will solve it, right? Let's say 9 to the 9 5 the right, 25 by 2, okay, 9 to the no, 25 by 2 meter per second your speed. This is fine, but try to remember some for what happens whenever, let's say, you are traveling by the speed of 20 meter per second per hour. So what it means? It means, let's say, see, this number you have to remember in examination. The more you practice, let's say 20 meter per second is equal to what? It is equal to 72 kilometer per hour. So whenever speed is given 70, see, in 72 kilometer per hour, it should be equal to 20 meter per second. Why I have taken this 72? Generally, in many questions, you will find, like numbers like 72. Okay. Similarly, let's say you have 90 kilometer per hour. So how you will convert it into meter per second? See what I have done here. Here I had meter per second. To convert that into kilometer per hour, I multiply by 18 divided by 5. I got into kilometer per hour. Here I am having numbers in kilometer per hour. 90. I have to convert it into meter per second. So it will be 25 meter per second. So remember these numbers, right? So whenever, see why I raise these 2 points. Suppose you know these things beforehand. So you will not even do this calculation in the examination. Why? You know that 90 kilometer is equal to 25 meter per second, then your 45 kilometer has to be 25 by 2 meter per second. Okay. Now this is your speed. See now you will not even touch pen and paper. How many meters you have to travel? Across 300 meter. Okay. So what you will do? How you will visualize 300 upon 25 into 2. Okay. So this is how much? 24 seconds it should be, right? The answer should be 24 seconds. What is the problem? Let me see why it is not given in the question. Okay, see, okay, here there is a typo error. In answers, I think they have assumed 225 meter. Okay, but that's not a problem. See, this is fine. The most important thing is this. What you have to remember, if you remember this concept, in many questions related to time and speed, you will be very, very comfortable. Always remember, let's say I'm saying 72 kilometer per hour. So immediately in your mind, what should come? 20 meter per second. If I'm saying 90 kilometer per hour, immediately it should come 25 meter per second. Now, 90 kilometer per hour is 25 meter per second. 45 kilometer has to be what? 25 by 2 meter per second. So this means you have to cover the 300 meters. So just a minute. Right. So 300 by 25 by 2. This calculation you will see. 25 divides 104 times. This will be 12 times. This will be 24 seconds. Okay. Fine. Now this question is done. This is also done. Let's say this urban area is simple. I think you would be able to do this. Now we will go to some more difficult question. Okay. Now let's say these questions. Okay. Now these 2 questions are good. Let's say how you are going to do this question. See, question like this. If you know the concept behind it, then it's very simple. If you do not know, then it is going to take time. What it says, not only there is a circle, okay, there is a circle, and it draws a equal point on its circumference, and the child want to draw equilateral triangle. Let's say 18 point, but forget 18 point. Let us say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 point. Now I have to draw an equilateral triangle. So how I can draw? So and draw equilateral triangle. See what an equilateral triangle means. Equilateral triangle means all 3 sides are equal. A, B, C, and all 3 angles are 60, 60, 60. You know this concept. What is the maximum number of equilateral triangle that can be drawn by taking 3 points as the vertices? Okay, 3 point and from any 3 points you will draw that. Okay, let me choose. let's say if I take these 2 points, then is this an equilateral triangle? If I add one more line, let's say and rather than taking 2, 2, 4, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm taking 9 points. Yes, this is an equilateral triangle. Okay, so I'm calling it this is an equilateral triangle. Now try to imagine one more. Now what I can do? Can I draw one more equilateral triangle using this? Can you? I'm calling it A, B, and C. Right. Now similarly, okay. This using 3 vertices. What the question says, if the child wants to draw what is the maximum number of equilateral triangle that can be done? Taking set of 3 points at the vertices. Okay. So I can take C. Now what the point is? I can keep on try to visualize this. You can solve it even without using mathematics. If I keep on shifting this equilateral triangle, so I can move from this point to this point. Okay. Then I can move from this point to this point, right? But the moment I move from this point to this point, I will get again the same triangle. Are you able to visualize? See, now what you have to do, you have to identify the patterns. How many points are there, whether they are 18, 19, that is a secondary question. What is the more important question is visualizing this pattern. And how you make a equilateral triangle? You have taken some, let's say 9 points, and see, these here 2 points are there, 2 points are there, 2 points are there. So you are assuming that length of these arc is equal. So now how many equilateral triangles you can make? You can shift this. You can shift A2 here, then accordingly this P will shift here and the C will shift here. This will be second triangle. You can shift A to this point, then your B will shift to this point and C. But the moment you shift A to this, then again the repetition will happen. Okay. So once you have understood this idea, see, solving question is is a different matter. But understanding this idea is very, very important. If you understand this idea, whether they're 18 points, 20 points, make no matter. And the question is, what is the maximum number of equilateral triangles that can be drawn by taking? So now, from this, rather than having 9 points, now you have to have 18 points. What you will do? You will say, okay, 1, 2, see, do not make 18 points. Just let's say, just try to visualize it here. How you can do that? Let's say 1, 2, 4. I'm taking 4 here. 4. How many points I got? 4, 4, 12, 4, 12, 13. 12 points. 12 and these 3, 15, right? Then I take 5, 5, 5. Can you see? Now your question is complete. You started with a very nascent idea, and now you have reached the idea the question was asking. So 5 point here, 5 point here, 5 point here, and total point 15 plus these 3 plus 3. Sorry, 5, 5, 5, 15, 60. Yes, 5, 5, 5, 15. So your total point is 18. Now, see, you can visualize it. How many equilateral triangles will be there? This is 1, 2 will be here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, not 7, because at the point 7, you will get again the same point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be your answer. B should be your answer. Let me check what is the answer. 49B. Okay. So this question took some time, but please try to keep this concept in your mind for all, whenever you write CSAT. Now let's say this question. This question I found, wonderful question. See, in question like this, sometimes you can make mistakes. What is they are saying? ABC is a 3-digit number, where A plus B plus C is not a multiple of 5. Okay, let's say a plus b plus c is not a multiple of 5. Then a plus b plus c is not divisible by what? So see, one way of visualizing it is like, 100a plus 10b plus c, right? Then this will be 100b plus a. See, I'm writing this number now. Okay, plus 100b हो गया. C is, okay, sorry, C is 10c here, right? So C is in the 10c plus b, A is your A only. Okay. So in the next time you will write 10a plus b plus 100c. What is the point here? When you add, how much you get? 1, 1, 1. Okay. 110 a plus b plus c. Right. See, this thing I have done, but when you will do practice, you will, in examination, you will directly write this thing. Okay. 110. This is fine or no? This is 100a plus 10b plus c. This is 100b plus 10c plus a. This is 10a plus b. Oh, okay, this is fine, right? So you got 110 or 111c. Okay. Then is not divisible by, is a 3-digit number, is not multiple of 5. This is not multiple of 5. So is not divisible by, see, this has to be divisible by d. d से तो divisible होगा ना ये, this number, right? तो ये तो नहीं हो सकता. 41 where ABC is not a multiple of 5. Is not divisible by 5. Okay. 11 is not a multiple of 5. Okay. So answer 5 होना चाहिए, right? Because let me see what they have said. Yeah, see, in explanation, I think they have written 121, 110, 110. I think they should be 111. Okay, they some. Yeah. But anyway, what my point is, see, it is not. This number is not divisible by 5. It is already given in your question, right? And 111 cannot be divisible by 5. Okay, so this number is divisible by a by c. ये हो नहीं सकता. And you know by sure that this number is not divisible by 5. Now a plus b plus c can be 11 or 41. What is the problem? Right? A plus b plus c can be 11 or 41. So you cannot say whether they are divisible. A plus b plus c is equal to 11 or 41, but they might be. So, but you know for sure that this number 5 cannot divide ABC because it is given the question, and 111 is not divisible by 5. So this is the way you are going to think. Fine. So let's see. Okay. Let's see this question, 48. This is a simple question, right? I think most of you must have done this. Two statements are given followed by two conclusions. Statements क्या है? All zebras are mammal. So zebras are mammal. All zebras have strips. So let's say this is strip. Right, all zebras, right, all zebras have strips. So this means strip is something more, right? Strip may be, because all zebras have strips, strip is something higher. So strips might be even more than mammals, so that's not a problem. So you do not, you have to, do not take, okay, do not think mammals are animal or strip, right? No, no. In such question, you do not think that mammal is an animal or strip is something, no. You just have to take it as a very logical value. So what simply means all zebras are mammal, right? So this means a zebra is a subset of a mammal. How do you solve this question in examination? See, let's say some mathematician studies mathematical logic, NOR or gate. That is one approach. But for UPSC, you cannot go into all that, right? Even for CSAT preparation, the only tool left with you is to nullify the option. Okay, so how that option you are going to eliminate. So this is the way you do it. Let's say all mammals have strips. Can you say this thing? Not sure, right? Because all zebras have strips. You know, a strip can be here or maybe a strip can be larger than mammal. So this conclusion is not sure. Okay, so you cannot say for 100%, okay, this conclusion is valid. Some mammals do not have strips. Yes, this can be true, right? So your answer should be whatever you know. I think you can check the answer. Let me B, only conclusion 2. So that's what it is. Now come to the next question, just a minute. How many 6-digit prime number can be obtained using without repetition? Now see, prime numbers are very, very interesting. Let's say, see this question is hardly, no, you need not even touch pen and paper for this question. But prime number are very interesting number. In cryptography, right? Without prime number system will not exist. You know about prime, you must know one thing. What? That 2 is a prime number, right? 2 is a prime number. 1 is not a prime number. If somebody asks why 1 is not a prime number, there is no answer for that. These are convention in mathematics. See, there is no proof of why 1 is not a prime number. If you assume that 1 is a prime number, let me make a statement. The structure of many, mathematical theory will change. So through convention, you took that 1 is not a prime number, right? Not prime. 2 is a prime number, and any natural number can be made using prime number except 1, right? Let's say you have to make 6. So you know 6 is equal to 2 into 3. And it is, how many prime numbers are there? Nobody knows. But Euclid, right? He was an ancient mathematician. He gave a wonderful proof. What he said, then infinite prime numbers. And this proof is so simple and so elegant, even class 2 student can understand that. Let's say there is a prime number, 2 into 3 into 5 into 7 into, and this is the largest prime number. This is the largest number is equal to Q. See, using prime number, you can make any number. So all these are 2, 3, 5, 7, all these are prime number. You added one number and using the, let's say you have to make 7. So let's say you have to make 10. So you can make 2 plus 5. So any number you can make using prime number. So similarly, you are making a number, largest number, and you just added a prime number. So what you know, this Q, which is a very large number, this will not be divisible by 2, 3, 5, because suppose it is divisible by 2, why you will get a remainder 1? If it is divisible by 3, why you will get a remainder 1? So this number Q is not divisible by any number of, even the largest prime, right? So what you did, you took the largest prime and using that you made another number. So this is the most very, very elegant idea in number theory, and this concept is used many, many times. See, you do not visualize that this concept is directly used in your questions. But if you understand this concept, your many questions related to prime, theory, you will understand, why the examiner has asked this question. So what the Euclid said, there are infinite number of prime numbers. Why? Because you use the largest prime number, whatever you can imagine. You added 1 and you formed a much larger, another natural number. So what he said, if this Q, this natural number, is not being divided by even the largest prime number, and that means there is a number which exists larger than P plus, this P number, this largest prime, And this is a wonderful, wonderful proof. Okay. Uh, uh, see, because q has to be divided by some number, right? You know that any q means any natural number can be formed by the prime number. And, and through this equation, what you have mentioned, that q is not divisible by any of these prime numbers. So this means there is always a prime number larger than this p. So that comes to the conclusion that there are infinite natural numbers and there are infinite prime numbers. See, in mathematics, people do 10, 15 pages proofs and all those things. They assume something, and basis of assumption, they do number of things. But if you understand things like this, so that is wonderful. Okay, now let's see this. Compared to this, this question should be very, very easy. How many 6-digit prime numbers can be obtained using all the digits without repetition of digit? Okay, let's say, see, so if you will keep starting thinking how many, any number can be formed using prime numbers. So if you go, if you start counting the number, then it will be, hell, big problem. So how you have to think? Let's say I made some number. Just a minute. You had some number which you are imagining is a prime number. Okay, imagining that it is a prime number and it is made of these 6 digits. Let us assume that, I'm not sure, let us assume like this, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 1, 6, 2. Let us assume this is a prime number. Okay, if this is a prime number, let's say this is a number and I am assuming this is a prime number. So if you add all these digits, digits of this number, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that will be nothing but 6 into 7 by 2, right? That is 21. You know the number, right? Whenever you add 1 to 10, 1 to n, so how you add all the number? N into n plus 1 by 2 is equal to what? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus, and remember this formula, this is very handy. Okay. So the number comes to be, sum of, these 6 numbers come to be 21. And 21 is divisible by 3, right? So you say there cannot be any prime number. Okay, so 47 answer should be A. Okay, this is a very, the explanation is very good. Explanation like Euclid one only. Let's see this, now let's see this question. Genome editing is an advanced biotechnological tool that facilitates the accumulation of accurate manipulation of an organism DNA. This method holds the promise of transforming various sectors, including agriculture medicine, by generating organisms with specific advantageous traits. By harnessing cells' innate repair mechanism, scientists can accurately insert, delete, or modify genes, thereby paving the way for significant breakthroughs in areas such as crop enhancement, disease resistance, pharmaceuticals. However, the potential risk and ethical concerns surrounding the genome editing have also sparked intent. With reference to our passage, the following assumptions have been made. Primarily confined to the positive, assumptions, primarily the positive impact of genome are primarily confined to the agriculture and medicine center. See, why this idea will come to your mind if you have read this paragraph carefully. See, this method holds the promise of transforming various sectors, including agriculture and medicine. See, various sectors, not primarily, various sectors, including by generating organisms with specific advantageous trait. So you will not care to look at the answer. You will say one cannot be, right? Ongoing debate on the potential risk of may influence the future development application of this technology. Yes, this seems fine. 45 ka answer should be 2. Okay, yes, that's fine. See, now let's take some more difficult question. Okay. See, this EV wala paragraph is very easy. Let's take this one. The rapid development of financial technology or fintech has transformed the financial service sector, offering customer innovative and user-friendly, traditional banking methods, digital wallet and so and so. See, now the keyword, while these advancements have undoubtedly benefited consumer, they also have created challenges for traditional bank, which must adapt to the rapidly changing landscape or risk losing market share. Additionally, the regulatory environment surrounding fintech is still developing as policymakers work to strike the right balance between the so and so. Okay. Which of the following is the most logical and rational? Okay, see, both things are they are asking. Which of the following the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the passage? See, what the passage said about the case. There are many technology coming in the fin sector, but there are some, there are some causes for worry as well. So traditional bank will soon be replaced entirely by fintech solution. No, they are not talking about that. The writer is mainly concerned about the news, how to regulate the fintech sector. The growing popularity of fintech solutions poses significant threat to stability of the financial services sector. Okay. Policymakers face the challenge of adopting the regulation to address the complexity presented by the growth of fintech. The fintech solution, so C should be the answer. Just let me see. Your answer is, see, that's what the main crux. Policymakers face the challenge of adapting the regulatory environment to address the complexity and opportunity presented by the growth, because both their complexity and opportunities as well, right? The fintech solution have made it nearly impossible. See the harsh word, extreme words, nearly impossible for traditional banks to remain competitive in the financial. So answer should be C. This is your question number 42. Let me see. Yes, answer your C question. Okay. Electrical vehicles question is very simple. I think that you should be able to do. That's, now let's move to the, let's see this question. These girls are sitting in a face, question like this. What you have to, generally what happens, there are some, cases. You just have to focus on the cases. If you are able to make focus on the cases, then it is very. Six girls are sitting in a circle facing to the center of the circle. They are P, Q, R, S, T. T the second left of R. So let me draw it here. T is second left of R. R is there. And they are facing, everyone is facing towards center. So this is T. T is second to the left of R. Okay. P is next to the left of V. So, their total has to be total 6 people. P is next to the left of V. Okay. R is to the right of, R is fourth to the right of P. So let's say P has to be then here, right on right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is P. P is next to the left of V, right? So V is, V, everybody is facing, toward the center. So his left is V. So this is P. So what is remaining? Your Q and S, right? So your Q can satisfy it here or here. Okay, these are the two cases. Any problem? Then the question is, which of the following states? See, in examination scenario, this is what you have to do. That's all. This is simple question. Let's say in CAT and the other examination, you get many different cases. But in CSAT level, you get question like this. See, now it is very simple. Once you have made the cases, then just try to, see which one of these is not true. S is just next to the right of R. S is just next to the right of R. Just next to the right of R. Okay, it can be, S could be here, right? S could be here, or it can be the right. Okay? T is next to the right of P. T is next to the right of P. No, this is there is a problem. R is second to the left of T. R is second. T is just next to the T is just next to the right of P. Is not true. They are asking about the not true. T is just next to the right of P. S is just next to the right of R. Okay, R is second to the left of T. R is second to the left of T. R is second to the left of, it is on the right, not right. So this can, R is to the left of T. It is on the right of T, right? P is second to the right of S. Yes, this can be the case, P is second to the right of S. This can be the case. So your answer should be 36 ka C. Let me check the answer. 34, 35, 36C. Okay. So see, this is the way your mind has to work. I solve this question first time, right? But how? Just make two cases, and this is done. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, there are more cases related to that. Okay. Who is sitting diagonally opposite to? If P and R interchange their position, okay, let me see, P and R interchange their position. So I will just make it again. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me, just to save the time, we will make it again. This is your R, this is your Q comma S, this is S comma Q, this was your T, this was your V, and this was your P. Okay. Now, what it says, if P and R interchange their places, okay, P and R interchange their position, okay, let's say P is here and R is here. Then, which of the following will sit together? RT, no, RT cannot be there, right? RT is there. VT was already there, right? VT was already there, changing the position makes no difference. Okay, so, it can be the case, PV, PV, see, now the P has changed the position, so PV cannot be the case. SV, S is far away, so see, the question becomes redundant because the changing the position makes no difference to this thing. Then what is the position of T? The position of T is your just next to the right of Q. So this cannot, because Q can be here or here, so this cannot be the answer. Second to the left of P. Second to the left of P. It is the right of P, right? Not between Q and R. To the immediate right of B. Yes, you're to the immediate right of B. D should be the answer. Then what is the next question? Who is sitting just next? Next question is, what is the position of T? Who is sitting diagonally opposite to V? V का diagonally opposite कौन बैठा है? R, right? So your answer should be B. Okay. So I think that this question, see, what is the takeaway? In such question, if you have made this diagram and you have considered that there are two, Q and S can take two positions, just keep this thing in mind and solve this question. They are very, very simple questions. See what happens. Okay, one more important takeaway is that, see, when you are solving this question, CSAT question, generally you are in that frame of mind, okay, I will take, some particular seconds or minute in this question. But when you get question like logical, these are logical reasoning question, right? Logical reasoning question. So generally it takes time, but the output is again more, right? You will solve 3 or 4 questions. So if you are investing, let's say, even 3 to 4 minutes in such question, that's not a problem. Okay. So I think this question is easy. Okay, let's see this question. This was a wonderful question. See, solving this question is not a big problem. But I want to take I want to discuss some different method here. If you can understand that method, that is fine. What that question is. 22 boys turn out to be playing for football. Of the 15 are wearing t-shirt and 12 are wearing only pants. There are no boys without shirt and pants. What is the boy wearing? Full uniform. See, this question is very simple. So, let us assume, take the extreme case. 15 boys are, 15 boys who are wearing shirts. 15 boys are there wearing only shirts. Okay. Then let us assume they are not wearing any pants. So how many boys has to wear, there are seven boys who has to wear pant, because the question is given, because every boy is wearing no boys without pant and shirts and pants. So this is your extreme case. If you assume that all the boys, 15 boys are wearing shirts and 7 boys are wearing pants, because 15 plus 7 is 22. But with the question, what the question are given, but there are 12 boys, both are wearing pants. So this means what has to happen? So 12 minus 7, see how you will visualize. So in the extreme case, only 7 students could wear pant. But in the question, what they are saying, 12 are wearing pants. So this means out of those 12, 5 are wearing both pants and shirts. So that should be your answer. This is in such question, your visualization has to work. Your thought process, how you solve it, by taking the extreme cases. Okay. Now come to this question. Now see, what my point here. Now solving this question is very, very easy. Let's say the simple method, I think you have seen it. What the question says, solving a businessman sells an article at 70. Okay. 70 पे sell किया and with some percentage of profit, and you got some profit. Okay. So let's say there was some cost price. Okay. There was some cost price and you sold it some profit. Okay. The selling price, cost price and profit. Okay. However, when you sell at 40, okay, same percentage of loss pay, right? So what is he pays the same, what is the original cost of the article? You just have to solve this equation and you will get the answer. That will be 55. I think your answer should be 55 only. Okay. Now I understand, and solving this question is, you should do this examination. It will save time. But, now try to visualize the number. What my point is, solving this question, you will just add, you will get the value of C is equal to 55, that is fine. But I want you to visualize something. How you will visualize that? Let's say, try to imagine like this. There is a number, X, okay. If I increase it, if I, increase by some percentage, right, some percentage profit, so I will reach to 40, okay. If similarly, if I take 40, see what is happening here, what I'm trying to visualize. If you sell at 40, okay. If you sell at 40, you get some loss, right? But the percentage is same. And if you, if you sell at 70, you get some profit, okay? So here also the profit percentage, let's say this is profit percentage, this is loss percentage. This is, both are same, right? This percentage, whatever it is, this is same. If you can visualize this thought, if you can imagine what number X should be and what this percentage, percentage change, here, increasing this thing by some percentage, here, decreasing it by some percentage, I should get the same number. So try to visualize like this. Let's say what I'm going to do here. Let's say I take this number, let's say I take number 50. I'm assuming 50 is my cost price. If I, to reach 50 to 70, how much percentage I have, how much at higher value I have to sell? So I have to fill a difference of 20, right? 20. So, and 20 is what percentage of 50? That is 40%. Okay. 40%, when you increase 50 by 40%, you reach the 70. Okay, that's fine. Now, if you decrease 50 by 40%, because now you have to select loss, right? To reach the same. See, if you decrease it by 40%, where you will reach? Or let's say if you increase 40 by 40%, where you will reach? You will reach 56, okay? Or let's say any sales at 40, if I'm reducing, taking 40, if I'm selling at a 40% loss, I should reach again 20 rupees, right? So what this is giving an idea that 50 cannot be the answer, because from the same cost price, when you increase by 40%, you reach 70. See, you can also visualize like this. 70 is equal to nothing. Whatever your cost price was there, usko you increase it by some percentage profit, right? Let's say profit is X percentage. Okay. This is your cost price. This is equal to 70. In the second case, what is happening? The same cost price item, you sold it by some percentage loss, and it came to be 40. So here what you can visualize, see, mathematically you will visualize like this. 7 upon 4 is equal to 1 minus x, 1 plus x upon 1 minus x. So what is x? Your profit percentage or loss percentage, which is same, right? If you can visualize this x, okay, so that is a higher skill. Because I can see in few questions, I can visualize, see, this is my, apprehension in the next 2 to 3 years. See, CSAT paper is, getting difficult day after day, year after year. Why? Because UPSC has no other option. They have to put difficult question to eliminate aspirant, right? To look for more qualified aspirant. So what is the tool with them? Only by putting more difficult question. So this is my, apprehension that after 2-3 years, you will get question like this. And then you have to learn tools like this. Okay. So once you have, see, there is a way of calculating it, let's say I have to calculate it. I will write 7 minus 7x is equal to 4 plus 4x. That is your, 3 upon 11, right? That is your, yes, 3 upon 11. That means 300 upon 11. That is the percentage profit or loss you are selling it. If you will solve it, the question has asked only the cost price. Let's say they ask the, what is the profit and percentage loss, the answer would be this. So this is the way you have to visualize. So, and how you will visualize, how will solve 300 upon 11? You will not divide it. You will say, okay, 1 by 11 is 0.09. So you will say 27.27%. So what is the profit percentage? That is 27.27%. And what is the loss percentage? That is also 27.27%. And when you put 55 here, you will see whenever you increase 55 by 20%, you will reach 70, and decrease by 27, you will reach 40. Okay. So the question we have discussed it a little in a different way, but please try to visualize it, try to understand tools like this, because in 1 or 2 years, UPSC is going to ask, question of this level. Okay, now let's take some more difficult question. Okay, this let's see this question. Okay, biotechnology one was very simple. We will take this question. Diversification of investment is a crucial aspect of financial planning, but many individuals tend to overlook its significance. People often seek certainty in their financial future and are reluctant to invest in assets perceived as volatile or potentially value-eroding. This aversion to fluctuating returns and the perceived loss of control leads to a preference for keeping money idle and unproductive. However, it is important to recognize that no investment is entirely risk-free, and extreme events can impact various assets simultaneously. Instead of living in constant fear of such occurrence, it is essential to approach investing with a balanced perspective, acknowledging the potential for both risk and reward. Okay, so what the author started with, author said, financial planning is important. You have to diversify your investment. See, this is a principle, those who had studied, finance with some care and attention, they know that when you invest in, how you control your risk by diversifying your investment. So that is the main idea, diversify investment. But people often seek certainty. That's why, in India or in many countries, people invest in gold. That is not the diversification, because people seek certainty. People are not too much worried about, 30, 40% return. They say, okay, if I have invested in gold, maybe, I will get this much, percentage of return, my value will not erode. That is the more important thought. So they are reluctant to invest in asset perceived as volatile or potentially value retaining. This aversion to fluctuating returns and perceived as a preference for keeping money idle and unproductive. However, it is important to recognize that no investment is entirely free, and extreme event can impact various assets simultaneously. Instead of living in constant fear. So what is the idea? Instead of living in constant fear of such occurrence, it is essential to approach investing with a balanced perspective, acknowledging the potential for both risk and reward. See, why I read this paragraph twice, and your mind has to function in the similar way in examination. Sometime I'm trying to, simulate the experience which you have to go through in examination. If you can solve many questions without writing pen and paper, where to stop, where to, which line to, read again. If you will observe this carefully, I'm pretty sure that paper like CSAT, it will nothing, and in fact, if you learn these skills very well, you will do well in other paper as well. See, if you are good in reading comprehension, you are good in writing. Let's say somebody says, I'm good in, writing GS mains paper. Till one is not good in reading comprehension, it is impossible to be good in, gather good writing skills. So first comes reading, then comes writing. Okay, and thoughts goes, parallel to both reading and writing. Which of the following statement best captured the advice provided by the author in the passage? Allocate your resources among a variety of investment type to mitigate overall risk. Okay, that's diversification is talking about, right? Embrace risk as an essential part of wealth creation, and all your resource among a variety of type. Okay, what is it? Okay, sorry. Allocate your resource among a variety of investment types to mitigate overall risk. Embrace risk as an essential part of wealth creation, and collaborate with a multiple expectation accordingly, right? Wealth creation, culminated risk taking mindset. See, he is not collaborate with the reputable financial. So see, now in examination, how you can think? You will say collaborate with a reputable financial institution, and he has not talked about like this. He is talking about the risk. What is the, why the people are not taking risks? He is talked about like that. But the important line is last two lines. We will come to that, but let me eliminate which cannot be the option. Understand that all investment carries some level of risk, and adjust your expectation accordingly. See in the tone of the tone of your this option. Then embrace risk and cultivate a risk-taking mindset. See, cultivate a risk-taking mindset. He has not talked about like this. He has talked about that there is a risk inherent, there is a thing called diversification, but nowhere advise that you should allocate your resource among a variety of investment type to mitigate overall risk. He has said that diversification is a tool. So he has mentioned that tool, but allocate your resources among a variety see, now the question comes to how you going to take a call between A and D, because D has a much wider reach. A is just capturing the first part of the paragraph where he talked about the diversification. So here comes the final skill. See, this skill also test in your GS1 paper. Let's say they are talking about the definition of social capital, right? Liberty. What is the meaning of liberty? Sometimes, see, these questions are, sometimes you feel like, okay, all the 2-3 options are correct, but which one is more wider in reach, which one is more refined? So that's why it becomes important. Okay, let me see. Right, so now let's say this biotechnology is fine. Now we will take some, I want to take some difficult question. Let's see this paragraph. 32, just a minute. Okay. What it says, the vast network of rivers, lakes and wetlands is essential for maintaining a healthy water cycle. However, the current focus on water extraction and distribution often overlooks the importance of preserving these natural systems. As a result, water management strategies have prioritized increasing water supply without addressing the ecological consequences. To achieve long-term water security, it is vital to shift the focus to enhancing the resiliency of the ecosystem, thereby ensuring a sustainable water supply. Okay, so this is what the author is talking about. This, again, the important point. He said, wetland, rivers for maintaining a healthy water cycle. Okay. However, the focus is on water extraction and distribution, often overlooks the preserving the natural systems. Preserving the natural system means lakes, wetlands. As a result, water management is increasing the water supply. See what has happened nowadays. Water management studies is increasing water supply without addressing the ecological consequences. To achieve this long-term water security, it is vital to shift the focus to enhancing the resiliency of this ecosystem, thereby ensuring a sustainable water supply. Based on the passage above, which of the assumptions have been made? Okay, let's see assumption. The preservation of water, lakes and wetlands is critical for a sustainable water supply. Yes, here talked about this. Existing water management strategies have successfully increased water supply. No, he has negated this one, right? He has said they are extracting more water. Long-term water security can be achieved without considering the ecological consequences of water extraction. See, he is talking about that, you have to take the consideration of how much water you are extracting. So this cannot be also your answer. Answer can be B only. What is answer? 32? Yes, 32 B. Okay. Now, I think this is fine. Now, not 10 is greater than the digit and the 100. Okay. Now, see, this is slightly difficult question. Here, it is a question of counting. See, it is a question of counting, and how you will do the counting here. See, it depends upon your skill. Somebody might use the formula or something like that. But let me tell you in examination how your mind will work. Write all the numbers from 700 to 1000. In how many numbers the digit at the 100 place is greater than the digit at the 10th place, and the digit at the 100 place is greater than the digit at the place, and the digit at the 10 places. So what is the condition? Let's say you start with 7, right? So there are 2 digits. Okay. So here what can be the digit? Here digit can be 6. Okay. 1 6 is there. So here digit can be from 0 to 5. Right? Can you see it like this? Similarly, because 100 digit has to be greater than, right? So similarly 7, it can be 5. So here it can be 0 to 4. Then 7, 4, 0 to 3. Okay. Then 7, 3, 0 to 2. Okay. Then 7, 2, 0 to 1, 7, 1, 0 to, okay, here it can be 0 only, right? And here 10 place cannot. So, see, once you have counted here, right, then you can count all the. So, how you count? This is one number, okay? Here it is 2 number, right? 720 and 721, right? Here it is. Now can you see the pattern? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I think yes, so one, and you know how to add 1 to 6. That is nothing but the 6 into 7 by by 2, that will be 21. Okay, so for 700 you have found this thing. Now similarly you will do for 800, right? 800. See, now you can see the pattern. Here it can be 7, here it will be 0 to 6. The same way you will do from 8 to 1, 0. So how many numbers, right? And every time, let's say in this it will be 6, 0 to 5. So can you see the pattern? So it will be, this will be 1, this will be 2, right? This will be 7, this will be 6. So here you have to add from 1 to 7. So 1 to add 7, that is how much? Again, 7 into 8 by 2. 1 to add 1 to, how you do that? N into n plus 1 by 2, 7 into 8 by 2, that is 28. Okay. Now you can see for the 6 it is there, 7 it is there, 8 it is there. For 9 it will be, you have to add 1 to 8. See, in examination you are not going to verify this thing. If you are going to verify, a hell lot of time will go. During practice you have to visualize such patterns. Once you have visualized this pattern, even if you are solving it for the first time, once you have visualized this pattern, okay, you will say, okay, in the first time, next time it will be 8. So it will be 8 into 9 by 2, right? So that will be 36. See what happened in question, actually this number should be 600, right? This number should be 600, there is typo error. So what you can do, for 6, what you will do, if a number is 600, that will be 1 to 5, right? So that will be 5 into 6 by 2, how much it will be? 15? No. This here, 15 only, right? 15, okay. You can just add these numbers, or that should be your answer. How much it is, right? 12, okay. So your answer should be 100 only, right? Okay, see how you will add here. 6 or 6, 12, 12 right, 20, 0, 2, 3, 100, okay. Just see what is the answer of 30, 100 only, okay. So see, little bit lengthy question, but that identifying pattern is more important, okay. So this is done. Now let's come to see this question. I think here, see a very simple question. Okay, let's do it mentally. A number consists of 3 digits, whose middle one is 0. Okay, middle one is 0, and their sum is 4, and their sum is 4. Let's say if the number formed by interchanging first and the last digit is greater than, okay. So see, let's say if you interchange the digit, so what will be your, you will get a digit like this, right? So what they are saying, if you interchange the digit, then the number itself is greater, then what is the difference between the first and the last digit? So simple. See how you have to visualize it. 100x. See, I'm just writing the equation, but in examination you don't write equation. In examination you have to visualize. So the difference of these two numbers is 297, right? So 100x plus this number 0 into, let's say, x. We are calling it u. You can even forget it, right? This is y, and this is your this number minus this is your 100y plus x. This is equal to 297. So what is the point? 99x minus 99y. Okay, 99x minus y is equal to 297. Okay, so that should be your answer. X minus y 3. Okay, right? See, when you divide 297 by 99, what do you get? 3, right? X minus y has to be 3. This is why. But see, I've written the equation. In examination, all these things should happen mentally. In fact, for this question, you do not need to touch pen. See, the moment you see, okay, these digits are there. Can you visualize 100x and y? You can visualize 100y, 100y and x. You know their difference is going to 99x minus 99y, and this is equal to 297. The question is done. Okay, so okay, I think this question is simple. We will take. See, this is very simple question. They are going, on a particular day, it is 8 km per hour, and it is 10 km per hour. Aditya is, 100 meter ahead of that. So, relative distance upon relative time. 100 meter, who has to, cover any. Any is moving at a speed of 10 minus 2, 2 km per hour relatives. Let's say, Aditya is moving on 8 km per hour, and he is moving at 10 km per hour, right? So you can visualize that it is moving at, and is moving at a 2 km per hour. So all this thought process you have to do mentally in examination. If you are going to write this, no, this will not work there. So just visualize it. So you will see in examination what you will do. In examination you will simply write it like this: 100 meter, 2 km per hour. And this is 100 meter, and you have to convert it into 5 upon 18. That's what. That's all. This is what you have to write in examination. Then you will say 180. This is how many? This is meter second, right? Meter per second. So this is nothing but a 180 second. 180 second is your 3 minutes, because they are given the answer in 3 minutes. So in examination, see, some people will not even write this. They will visualize it. So this is how, I think this capacity, this we have done. Okay, now let's come to this question. This is again a counting method. What it says, 15 black balls and 20 red balls. And black ball is either 1, 2, 3, or then some percentage are 1, 2, 3, like that. Now see in examination how you are going to write in your copy. Let's say even if you have to write, how you are going to write. You will say black, try to write like this, black and red. Okay. You will say very quickly, 15, 20, black is, each 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay. 20% black balls are, 20%, this is 20%. Okay. See, do not put a percentage sign. Okay. 40% are 3. 40% are number 3. 20% are 1. So, 40, 50, 60. So, this has to be 40%. Okay. Then red. Similarly, each ball is either number. Similarly, among the red, 40% are number 2. Red में 2 is 45%, and 30% are number 3. 30% are number 3. So this has to be 75. This has to be 25. Okay. This is number 1. This is number 1. This is all you have to do. A girl's poke ball at random, she wins. If the ball is black, okay, ball is black and number 3, black and number 3, okay, ठीक है. Or if it is red, numbered 1 or 2, ठीक है. What are the chances of winning? So see, the total ball are 35. Now it is just a counting method, right? So winning कहाँ पे हो रहा है? If he wins black, if he wins, if it is black and number 3. So 15 ka 40%. So 6 number, right? 15, 40% you will say. Or if or means yeah, or means plus, right? See, if they say and तो हो ही नहीं सकता, because ball and black and red ball are different. But here also, here they can put cases like, it is, number 2 and, yeah, नहीं, 2 और 3 में भी एंड नहीं लगेगा, यहाँ पे और ही लगेगा. So what is it? Or means black का black है और it is number 3, so it is 40% of 15, that is 6. Or if it is red and numbered 1 or 3, so this is your 7, right? Sorry, 70, 40, 50, 60, 70, 70 का 20% का 70 कितना हो गया? 14. So that has to be 20 by 35. That should be your answer. 4 upon 7, right? This is your 4 upon 7. What is the answer? 31 ka B. Okay, that's the answer. I think they have also counted similarly. So see why I did this exercise. I did it in real time. This is the way you have to think in examination. If you are writing there, then there is a problem. Then let's take few more questions. Okay. Let's say do this demand question. This is simple question, इसमें कुछ answer the following question based on the figure given below, which represent the flow of the natural gas across measure, assuming that the supply equals to the demand. That means whatever is coming to a supply is equal to demand. What is the number of units demanded in city B? So demanded in B. So what is happening B? 1200 came, or how much went out? 500, 700, 800, so 400, right? It's very simple question. See, 1200 came in, and 700, 800 came. So this is a very simple question, not much in that. Then find the number of unit demanded in, if the number of unit demanded in C is 225. If the C has demanded 225, 225 का यहाँ पे consumption है, then what is the value of M? So what you have to do? Incoming. Incoming means, see, one way is writing all this formula. M plus 225. See, some people will do. Okay, M is coming plus 250 is coming. Okay, then 300 is going out, 800 is going out, plus. Okay, and you will say you will subtracted this, and this is equal to 225. This is one way. But again, if you are going to do this, that's a problem. No, don't do it like this. What you will say, how you will count? You will say, okay, I have to equate 800 plus 300 is 1100 plus 1100, 13, 1, 3, 2, 5, 2, M plus 250. 250, then you will say, 250 I will just remove from here. So if you remove 200, you will reach 1125. If you remove another, 50, you will reach 1075. So this is the way you are going to think, right? Let me see the answer. What is the answer? They have given option like 1075. Yes, sir. 24. 24. C. Okay. So that's the way. But see, mathematically same or but this is the way you have to think. Do not make equation and all those in examination. What is the total demand of, if the total demand of E is 80% of total demand of A? What is the demand? If the total demand in E is 80, if the total demand in E, if the total demand in E, total demand in E is 80% of, so demand in E is what? You just have to add these three numbers, right? How you are going to add? See, 650 and 550. Yeah. Okay, let's say you have to add these numbers. See, here also counting becomes important. One way is, let's say I have to add these numbers 800, 550, 650. See, one way is, adding 0, 5, 10, no. And another way is, some people will visualize like this. What they will do, they will add 50 into 650, that will be 700, 700, 500, 1200, then they will say 2000. No, I think, see, even that is not the right way of doing. Try to do addition in 2 digit and take the difficult one first. See, it looks, But see, you have to expose your mind to adding two digits, let's say 23, 20, you can do this exercise. Let's say keep third down a circle, write two-digit number, 27, 81, 85, 87, 90, and just keep on adding them. So when you expose your mind to two digits addition, then let's say somebody writes 7 plus 3. You immediately say 10. 7 plus 5, 12. Similarly, if you will expose your mind to two-digit addition, all these calculations will become very, very easy. So then what you will say, you will add 65 and, 65 and 55. Rather than adding, 50 into 650, you will add 65 and 55, and you will say 110. 65 and 25, 120, and then you will add 80, then you will say 2000. So this is 2000. And what was the question? Demand of A was 80%, something like that, right? If the total demand of E is 80% of A, so A ka 80% is 2000, right? So you have to visualize what is that number. See, again here, do not do any calculation. Now see how you will visualize. These two cannot be the answer, right? Try to visualize here. So okay, this is one number. One way is taking down here, right, and then by 4, and then you say it is 2500. Okay, this is one way. But can you also think another way? Okay, can you think like this? 25 into 0.8, 20 into 1. Okay, rather I will write like this. You have to visualize the number. When you multiply it by 0.8, it becomes 20. Right? You have to visualize this number. So one way of visualizing is see, let me write. See, try to see the calculation here. Let's say 25 into 8 is 20, and this is multiplication only. 20 into 1. See what is happening here. Listen carefully. Here, and this is multiplication rule, percentage increasing, decreasing. You are 25, what you are doing, you are decreasing it by 20%. Let's say, rather than 20%, I am decreasing it by 25%. इसका 25% कितना हो जाएगा? 20% डिक्रीज करता है. इसका 20% कितना हो गया? 25 का 20% is 5. Okay. So when you decrease it by 20%, where you reach? 20. So then the question is, by what percentage you should increase 0.8 so that you reach 1? See, whenever you decrease, some number, let's say you decrease it by, let's say 20%. Now 0.8 you have to increase by 25%. See, remember this rule. Let's say my 100 is there. I am decreasing it by, let's say, 10%. So where I will reach 90. Now suppose to what percentage 90 I have to increase so that I reach 100 again. Not 10%. No. See, if you increase by 10%, you will reach only 99 because 10% of 90 is 9. So you have to do something. You have to increase something more. What is that more? That more is nothing. See, 10% is equal to 1 upon 10. So here your increase has to be 1 upon 9. 1 upon 9 is nothing but the 11.111%. This is the way when I wrote 20%. 20% is nothing but the 1 upon 5. So immediately came to my mind that the increase in, because see, the multiplication of 25 into 0.8 has, both multiplication has to be equal. So when you multiply 8 into 1, so that increase has to be, if decrease is 1 by 5, that increase has to be more, that is 1 by 4. Okay. See, if you understand this multiplication rule, it is so handy in speed and distance question, in many numbers calculation, question like this. See, suppose you are stuck here. A into 0.8 is equal to 2000. अब उसको आपने डिवाइड करोगे, दिस कैलकुलेशन वाज सिंपल, बट लेट्स से सम क्वेश्चन इज डिफिकल्ट. But if you remember this rule, what rule? That if there is a number x, okay, and if I increase it, first I increase it, let's say by, let's say there is a number x. First, in first step, what you are doing, you are decreasing it by, let's say 1 by n percent, right? So in the next step, you have to increase it by, if you want to reach again x, let's say you are decreasing it by 1/3. You first decrease it by 1/3. So the next, to reach the same place, you have to increase by 1/2. Similarly, if you decrease it by 1/4, you have to increase it by 1/3 to reach the x. If you understand this concept, CSAT paper, it will be very, very simple. Okay. So this is fine. This is, rank question. I think this is very simple. Let's take some more difficult question. This was fine. I think I did not find any very question. These questions are simple. Okay, this was the case. Okay, we can take this question. This was slightly difficult. Not very difficult. Okay, here also, see, generally what happens, these are the case-making case, in this question. 5 friends, PQRS table 2. What you have to do, you must know how to make the matrix. If you can make the matrix in the examination, then this question is very simple. If you make mistake while making matrix, then there is a problem. Let me tell you how to make the matrix here. 5 friends, PQRS table 2, 5 different cities, okay. Bangalore, Hyderabad, and okay. So, okay, now see, in examination, how can you save time? I'm just making that table here. 5 friends. Let's say PQRST. Okay. 5 different cities. Now do not write, all the names. Simply what you will write, C, K. This is the way in examination you are going to do. D, B, Hyderabad. Do not draw, too many lines for, like this. No. Don't waste your time in that. And they are for mediums, they're different medium, bus, train, aeroplane, car. For that also you can make a, different table, but for the timing I will hold. Sometimes what happens, in this 2 by 2 matrix also you can incorporate, see there are 3 different figures. There are 5 friends, 5, cities, and 5 mediums. So to capture every information, you have to actually make 3 different tables, right? Friends versus cities, friends versus medium, and cities versus medium. But again, try to think if you can do all this stuff in one table. What you will do, the person who traveled to Delhi did not travel by boat. Okay, the person who traveled to Delhi, okay, Delhi person is there. Okay, this is Delhi person, he did not travel by boat. Okay, did not travel by boat. Okay, so what I will say, boat. In examination scenario, I will simply write this. Okay, R went to Bangalore. Okay, I will say this. So I will immediately cut R cannot go to Delhi, and okay, R went to Bangalore by car. So okay, the additional information I have been provided. R went to Bangalore by car, and Q went to Kolkata by aeroplane. Q went to, this is aeroplane. I will not write aeroplane fully. Q went to Kolkata, right? I will say Kolkata. Then I will eliminate this thing. Wonderful. Okay. Now my 2 rows are filled. S traveled by boat. So S traveled by boat. So, and I already know if S is traveling by boat, so S cannot be Delhi, right? S cannot be Delhi. This thing, because this information is already given, because what they said, the person who traveled to Delhi did not travel by boat. So S cannot travel to Delhi. This information whereas T traveled by train. T traveled by train. T traveled by train. So T traveled by train. So what P has to travel by bus only. Okay. P has to travel by bus. Then Mumbai is not connected by bus. Mumbai is not connected by bus to Delhi. Oh, sorry, what happened? Mumbai is not connected by bus to Delhi and Chennai. Mumbai is not connected by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chennai, Calcutta, Delhi, Bangalore and Hyderabad be different. Okay, they started from 500 Chennai, Calcutta. From Mumbai, they started from Mumbai. So Mumbai, so from Mumbai, it is not connected by bus to Delhi. So what it indirectly, Mumbai is not connected by bus to Delhi. So Mumbai P cannot go to Delhi. So because because P went by bus and it is not connected by Delhi. So this cannot also be the Delhi. So what it says indirectly, so T has to go to Delhi only, right? And by Chennai, similarly, Chennai also bus to Delhi and Chennai. Chennai cannot be the, it cannot also be this place. Now, so let's say, see, once you see this tick mark, so you know this thing can also not be there, this thing can also be there. So it has to be Hyderabad only. See, once you have filled this graph, then all your question will be done automatically. Let me read what are the questions. Okay. Which of the following combination of person and mode is not correct? P by bus. P by bus is correct, I can see. Q by aeroplane is correct. R by car is also correct. Okay. And T by aeroplane. This is not incorrect. Okay, 13th answer will be D because T is connected by train. Which of the combination is true for S? For S. S is, S bent by boat. Okay. So the moment you saw, S bent by boat, you will take it, right? And S went to, see, S cannot go to Bangalore, Hyderabad or Delhi, right? Or Kolkata, so S has to go to, because once it is gone, it cannot be there, right? Similarly, it cannot be there, it cannot be there. So S has to go to Chennai only. So your C should be the answer. Who among traveled to Delhi? Delhi who went, T went to Delhi, right? T went to Delhi. Okay, so see, can you see, we have done this question. How? Because you invested time. See, these questions are not very difficult level, but what is the takeaway? You can save your time where? By making, things like this. And see, I have not even crossed all the numbers. Why? Because if you think like this, if you can make graphs like this, you can think this way and try to capture the information, three-dimensional information in 2 by 2 matrix, then it is wonderful. Okay, so I hope you take, you understood this thing. Now, when this question is done, let's see this question. Now, let's say 45 km per hour, from Delhi to Manali and return to Delhi at a uniform speed of 65 km. What is the average speed? See, question like this, what is, if you have studied well, average speed is given by 2 S1 S2 upon S1 plus S2. And how do you calculate average speed? Average speed is equal to total distance upon total time, and total distance is your S1 plus, total distance, let's say distance is X, 2X, and your total time will be, for the first time it will be X upon S1 plus X upon S2. When you solve this equation, X and X will get cancelled and you will get this thing. Now, this is fine. See, this is, but I want to discuss a more important idea here. This is question like this. See, let's say you take two numbers, S1 and S2. You can take their arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is S1 plus S2 is equal to 2. This is your arithmetic mean. You can take their geometric mean. S1 plus S2 is equal to geometric mean, right? Square root. If there are, let's say there are S1 plus S2 plus Sn, so you will divide by n, and here you will take a n square root. But there is a concept called harmonic mean. What harmonic mean is nothing but what you just calculated in this average speed. What it says, this is equal to 2 upon 1 upon S1 plus 1 upon S2. Okay. So if there are two numbers, let's say S1 and S2, so their harmonic mean is given by this number n upon 1 plus, let's say there are three numbers, then harmonic mean will be given by 3 upon 1 plus S1 plus S2 plus S3, right? See, what you have to visualize, okay, when you solve this question, let's say your answer will come 40 into 65 into 2y, what will your answer? 45 into 65 into 2 upon 40, 110. This should be your answer, and you will calculate and you will get the answer. But see, try to understand, something more important. What is happening to your speed? You went there at some speed and you came back. But the average speed is not arithmetic mean, not even geometric mean. It is harmonic mean. And you have to understand this thing, that arithmetic mean is greater or equal to geometric mean, and geometric mean is greater than your harmonic mean, right? So what is happening, your average speed is even less than geometric mean. So you have to visualize, okay, I went that speed and came back that speed on the same road, and my average speed has even less than arithmetic mean. Let's say I went to the speed of 40 and came back at the speed of 60, right? So my average speed is not 50, right? You understand? Because the average of this number is arithmetic mean is 50. So you have to visualize where the speed has gone. So when you think like this and where the speed has gone, see, when you go from, let's say, Delhi to Manali, so see why the speed is 45, because you have to go uphill. So the drag is applying. So that drag is applying. So that's why to go to that same distance, you are taking more time. But when you come back, you are coming downhill, right? Let's say when you go from Delhi to Manali, you are going uphill. So the drag is there. So you will take more time, right? When you come down, so the drag is helping, you are coming down slow. But the help which you are getting from the downhill is less compared to the drag, compared to the obstruction you faced when you went uphill. If you understand this thought, see, I'm repeating again, when you go uphill, the obstruction which you are facing is more, and that's why the obstruction is same, the quantity of obstruction is same, but you take more time when you go uphill compared to when you come downhill. So the time is the culprit here. To go the same distance upward, although let's say bus speed is 100, okay, and the drag kind of, you can see the due to this you are going uphill, that is dragging you, and your relative speed is only 90. So you are moving at a speed of 90 for this distance, and this distance is, let's say, again 100. Let me make it 100 only. So how much time you took? 100 minus 10. But when you come down, 100 upon 100 plus 10. So you will see the time which you have saved, the time that, see, here you took 100 upon 90 time, and here you took 100 upon 10. 100 upon 110. So here you saved some time, but here you lost some time, because if there was no drag, so bus will take only 1 hour to go, go to Delhi to Manali, and 1 hour to come back, right? But here what is happening? The percentage, the percentage change in time which you are taking more is higher compared to the percentage time you are saving. So if you understand this concept, I'm sure you will be pretty sure, and this is a much higher concept. Try to think, whatever I explained, please try to think about it in your free time. So next question, if Mohan increases his speed from 24 to, he takes 1 hour less than the usual time to cover a certain distance. What is the, okay, now can you see, do this question, even without touching pen paper. What is happening? If you increase in speed, see, one way of solving this question is, let's say, let's say x is the distance covered. Okay, speed from 24 kilometer. Time is how much? This is your time, right? And if we take the speed 30, and this is the time, and you are given this difference is equal to 1. So you have to calculate x. Sorry, this is 1 only, positive 1, right? So one way of utilizing this way, and this is very simple. What it is, right? X 6 upon 24 into 30 is equal to 1. You will say x is equal to 6 into 4, 120. Okay, this is this is fine. This is also one way of visualizing. But can you think other way? How you can solve this question even without touching pen paper? What you will say? Okay, my speed, this ratio is 24, 30. Okay, so this is speed 1, speed 2. So this ratio is 4:5. So what will be the time ratio? 5:4. If you, because the distance is same. Because see, the distance is same, whenever your speed ratio is 4:5, the time ratio has to be 5:4. Okay. So if you can visualize it like this, see how much difference is the time? Time difference 1 hour less, right? So this difference is 5 minus 1. 1 this thing, but for let's say into 4, right? So 24 and this difference 5. See, can you visualize like this? 5 into 24 is equal to 5 into 24 is equal to 120. See, if you can visualize this, just after using this ratio, then you will directly mark this. See what I've done. I've just inverted, I know the ratio of the speed, I know the ratio of the time now, I know the difference is 1, and I'm looking for 5-hour journey. So 5-hour journey, how much it has to be? At the speed of 24. At the speed of 5-hour journey, how much it has to be? At the speed of 24, 5 into 24 only, that has to be 120. So both methods are fine. This is, slightly going into equation. This is, simply thinking. So I think okay, see this question. This is arithmetic question. A sum of rupees 2,000 has to be used for 10 prizes, 10 prizes. If each prize is 40 less than that preceding prize, then what is the least value of the prize? See, in question like this, how you are going to visualize? Let's say I write number 1, 2 till 10. Okay. Then I write in reverse order. 10, 9, 3, 4, 8, 7. So every time what is the sum of the number? 11, 11, 11, right? So if I have to add, 1 to 10 twice. So can I write like this? 11, because every sum is 11. Or how many numbers? 10 numbers. So that will be my total sum. And if I'm looking for only 1 to 10 sum, then I will divide it by 2. So from here only comes the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. Do you understand this? Because see, how many numbers? 10. And why n plus 1? Because you are just written the numbers in the reverse order. Right? So when you add, so it will be 10, 11. This is equal to nothing but 1, 2, 3 to n. Okay. So if you understood, if you know this thing, then this question becomes very, very easy. So let us assume if each price is 40 less than the preceding price. Let's say there is first price is x, then the next is x minus 40, then, or you can do like this, x plus 40, right? X plus 2 into 40. So total how many prizes? 10 prizes, right? So 10 prize will be x 9 into 40, and the sum of all these prizes is equal to how much? Is equal to 2000. So one way is multiplying all these numbers. No, don't do like this. What you do, you take the first number and the last number. See what will happen. X and the sum of last number is the same as you take x plus 40 is your second number, right? So इससे पहले वाला number होगा x plus 8 into 40. So what I'm saying, x first number plus last number is same as second number plus second last number. X plus 40 plus x, again here you will get 2x and 8 plus 40, 8 into 40 plus 40. Here x into, so can you visualize this thing? When I write a sum, here also 1 plus 10, 11. Here 2 plus 9, 11. So this is also called AP series. So how you will sum this? You will take first number x, last is x plus 9 into 40, right? And how many terms are there? If you add these terms, how many terms are there? First number or last number plus n by 2. How many terms are 10? 10 by 2. See, same concept I have used. I have to, what I have done. I have to take the sum of 1 to 10. So what I did, I wrote in the reverse order. I said that will be equal to n, every time it's 11, 11, 11. That's why 11 into 10. The sum of all number, only the sum of one series will be 11 to 10 by 2. That's why my formula n into n plus 1 by 2. Same concept I have used here. All these numbers in the AP series, first sum plus last sum, and divided by number of terms divided by 2. See, I could have also said, the sum of AP series is given by n by 2 plus 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the way most of the people remember. But this will not take you logically forward. See, if you can say that the sum of the AP series is given by number of term plus a plus n minus 1 into d, this will take you logically forward. See, this is the last term, this is the first term, okay, and you are just adding them, okay, and taking their average, okay. So if you start visualizing like this way, so then your question will be, very, very simple. Although I invested, few minutes, but I hope you guys, when you watch this video, please try to understand what is happening in AP series. First sum plus last term. First sum, last term. A plus D, this sum, right? And how many times I have to add it? Because let's say there were 10 terms, so I have to look for only 5 pairs. So that's why this will be equal to 10 by 2. My first term will be x and the last term will be x plus how much? 9 into 40, and this thing already given me is equal to what? 2000, and then you will solve it, and whatever the answer, that should be fine. See, you must invest your time in calculation, right? Sorry, concepts, not in calculation. So, answer is 20, okay, and it should be 20 only, right? Let me solve it. 2000 is equal to, because 2000 is equal to 10, this is 5, so how you will write? 2000 is equal to 5, 2x plus 360, okay, so you will say 5, 4, 400, okay, 2x, this is 2x, right? 2x plus 360, this is 5 is gone, so 400 minus 360 is equal to 40, and x by 2 is equal to 20. 20 should be the answer. Okay, so that, I think this is fine. Let's take some more difficult question. Let's see this question. This passage. The expansion of agricultural land has led to the reduction of natural habitat for many species. This loss of habitat has contributed to the decline of biodiversity and endangerment of numerous species. Okay, So what is the key idea? Expansion of agricultural land has led to the reduction of natural habitat. Okay. To counter this issue, it is essential to adopt sustainable farming practices that promote biodiversity, minimize the environmental impact of agriculture. However, implementing these practices can be challenging due to the financial constraints faced by the farmer and the need for increased agricultural production to feed a growing population. What is the most logical and critical message conveyed by the passage? The government should provide incentive to farmer adopting sustainable farming practices that support biodiversity. Okay. See, now, the last line he said, the farmers are facing challenges because they do not have money and they have to feed the growing population. So, government should provide incentives. No, you will say, okay, yeah, this is fine. Okay, let's see the incorrect one. The decline in birds is solely, you will say no. The decline in birds is solely due to the expansion of agricultural land and the loss of, the focus of agriculture policy should be on increasing production at any cost. At any cost. No, you will just nullify. Actually, this is against what the passage is trying to say. The endangerment of species is the primary result of and poor environmental management. So this is now, is primarily right. So this is also wrong. The answer should be 12A. Now let me see what they have written. Yes, 12. Your 12 is A only. Now let's see more questions. You want to see this one? Okay. See, this question, I think very, very simple. For a boy in the first 2 years receives an average score of 9 plus m plus 1. So m plus 1, m plus 1, m plus 1. Okay. In his 4th year he received 40 marks more than the average of the previous 3 years. So 40 marks more. That is 41. Okay. So what is the average of at the end of the 4? So what is the 4m plus 44, right? 44 by 4 m plus 11. I think this is fine. Let's see this question. One more paragraph. Urban areas often struggle to manage their solid waste effectively due to the insufficient funding and infrastructure. Effective waste management requires sustainable investment in collection, transportation, recycling and disposal systems. Moreover, the development of waste-to-energy facilities and advanced cycling technology can provide additional benefit to urban areas such as energy generation and resource recovery. If urban areas had the necessary fund to fully invest in this system, they could significantly reduce their waste management challenges. However, they do not possess the required resources. Okay, that's fine. Solid waste, the paragraph is about urban areas solid waste effectively due to insufficient funding. Okay, requires investment in collection, transportation. Okay, provide benefit to urban areas such as energy generation and resource. If urban area had the necessary fund to increase and invest in the system, they could significantly reduce the waste management. However, they do not have the capacity. Okay, now let's see what is the question. Which is the most critical message conveyed by the urban areas should prioritize raising funds to improve their waste management systems. Okay, urban areas lack the necessary competence. They are not talking about the competence, right? Solid waste management in areas insurmountable problem that cannot be solved. Okay, again, this is to address the waste management should impose strict limitation on the amount of waste. See, the idea of the paragraph is to generate the finances, because that solid waste management has to, that problem, solid waste management has to be, more prudent. That's why option is the correct. See, once you understood the passage, you need not even look at the answers. Okay. Okay, I think this question is very simple, right? I will take this direction, direction question is also simple. In this, the only trick was that, your, from the, let's say, this is the house. Let's say this is the house. Then turns to the right and turns to the A man walk down from the left, this is the left, right? And 50 meters. 50 meters, he turns 50 meters, then turns to the right, then 50 meters, and then turns left, then again 50 meters. Okay? If his house faces east, if house faces east, this is east, this is west, this has to be on north, then this has to be south. You know the direction, right? Let's say you know the direction north, south, east, west, right? So simply what they have done here, they have simply, rotated it. Okay, they have rotated it. So what they are asking, what is the direction from the starting point? So starting point direction is this, right? Actually, direction will be this. So it is between the northeast. So the answer should be C. I think this is fine question. Okay, let's see. This is see question like this. Sometimes question like this can be very difficult and very easy. This question is very simple. As only 1 and 5 number coins. So let's say x is 1 and number of y, 5 coin is y, and if the woman has a total amount of number of coins, let's say x plus y is equal to 80, because x is the 1 rupee coin, y is the 5 rupee coin. And if the woman has a total number of coins 80 and the amount of money with it is 180. Okay, amount of money will be 180. And what is the total number of 1 and 5 rupees coins? You will simply solve this equation. Okay. See, okay, let's say how you will solve this equation. You are going to write, can you visualize like this? Okay, 4y is equal to 100. See what I've done. I've just subtracted this mentally, right? 4y is equal to 100. Then I will say y is equal to 25. The coin has to be, that's 25. And this is, then rupee 1 coin has to be 55. But there is a much higher thought in such questions, which I assume we cannot take today. But in another session, I will try to discuss this thought. Even questions of more difficult level, you can easily, solve those questions. Now let's say, okay, this reversing the letter of the sequence, this is fine, right? I think this is not a big difficult question. Let's say, question number here. Let's say this question. You will see this question. The rapid growth of the gig economy has brought about significant changes in the labor market. While the gig economy provides flexibility for workers and businesses, it also raises concern about job security and worker protection. This new economic landscape can lead to unpredictable incomes, as workers may not have consistent access to gigs and may face fluctuating demand. Moreover, the lack of access of traditional employment benefit can exacerbate income inequality and create disparities in healthcare and retirement provisions. On the positive side, the gig economy enables workers to acquire new skills, expand their networks, and explore alternative career paths. However, the effectiveness of this skill acquisition depends on the availability and quality of education training. So what they're saying, there are challenges, right? Gig economy, see, informal economy is gig economy. Okay, so labor market, it has brought many significant changes. Okay, it provides flexibility for workers. It also raises concern about job security. This new economic landscape can lead to unpredictable income, such as workers may not have consistent access to gigs and may face fluctuating demand. However, the lack of access to traditional employment benefit can exacerbate income inequality and create disparity in healthcare and retirement provisions. On the positive side, the gig economy enables workers to acquire new skills, expand their networks, and explore alternative career paths. However, the effectiveness of this skill acquisition depends upon the availability and quality of education and training resources. With reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. The gig economy growth is not sustainable in the long run. No, this assumption has not been made. Policy should be implemented to regulate and stabilize the gig economy. Policy should be, okay, second, is more appropriate. Policy should be introduced to promote and support traditional employment. Okay, public investment should be prioritized. Okay, 2 and 4, goes well, 2 goes well, 4 goes well, okay. Then comprehensive social protection scheme should be adopted for. So policy should be introduced to promote and support study. 22, regulate and stabilize the. See, first is not true. It's not sustainable in the long term, right? want to support additional employment. 2, 3, comprehensive social protection should be developed for. Okay, see, now how you will, now, if the answer should be, B only. Let me check. Yes, B only. But anyway, see, where your mind can, cluttered. Let's say, gig economy growth is not sustainable in the long term. See, they have criticized, they have said, gig economy is problem, they should be regulated, retirement benefit and, social security people might not get. But in the long term, they have not mentioned any remark like this. So once you have reached there, so you can easily eliminate the first one. Policy should be implemented to regulate and stabilize the, so yes, this thought they have talked about. Policy should be introduced to promote and support traditional employment. See, here it is, it is correct, but again, this I think I will show you where it is mentioned. This again, this thought they have said, comprehensive social protection scheme should be developed for gig economy workers. Now let us come to this thing, where you will trace in a paragraph. Policy should be introduced and traded. See, now see this line. What they are saying, moreover, the lack of access to traditional employment benefits can exacerbate income inequality and create disparities in retirement, lack of access to traditional employment. Okay, so what is happening in the gig economy? This benefits like traditional employment benefits are not available to gig economy worker. On the positive side, the gig economy workers are able to acquire new skills, expand their network. However, the effectiveness of this skill acquisition depends on the availability of quality of education and training resources. So what they are saying indirectly that this thing should be promoted. Okay, this is the way you have to trace. Little difficult to trace, but yes, you can trace it from there. Now let's see the last question. Okay, we can take this question. Urbanization has been rapidly increasing, causing a significant strain on city resources, particularly water supply. So they are talking about the urbanization affecting water supply. The demand for water in urban areas is skyrocketed due to population growth, industrialization and climate change. As a result, many cities face water scarcity, which can lead to social unrest and economic losses. On the other hand, some regions experience excessive rainfall and flood, causing damage to the infrastructure and property. In order to address these challenges, innovative water management solutions are needed to ensure sustainable water distribution and uses. Moreover, promoting water conservation and recycling practices can help in reducing water stress and mitigating this. Moreover, promoting water conservation and recycling practices can help in reducing water stress and mitigating the adverse effect of urbanization. With reference to the above passage, which of the following could be the most rational and practical solution of the urban areas? Okay. So it's a multiple choice. Implementing a rainwater harvesting system in residential, and which of the following could be the implementing rainwater harvesting system in residential and commercial buildings? Okay. Develop advanced water treatment for recycling and water. Encouraging planting for trees in urban areas, promoting the construction of new water reservoirs over the other infrastructure, establishing center. See, 1, 2, 3 goes in a very, in a thought, very smooth thought. Why? Because, see, which could be the most rational practical solution? What is the problem they are facing? How to recycle? Okay. Scarcity of resources, right? How to, how to rationalize, how to make water supply more pro-citizens, right? Without depleting water table. The demand for water in urban areas due to population growth, as a result, many cities face water scarcity, which can lead to social unrest and economic losses. On the other hand, some regions experience excessive rainfall. So there is an uneven flow, right? So at some places there is a flood, and at some places there is water scarcity. So that's why implementing rainwater harvesting system will, recharge, it will store water. Developing advanced water treatment, it will save water. Encouraging, planting tree will save water. But priority the construction of new water reservoirs over other infrastructure projects. This thing they have nowhere mentioned. See, if they have said only, prioritize the construction of new water reservoirs, this was okay. But over other infrastructure projects, this is an additional thought. And nowhere mentioned in the, let's say option was only this, then your four should be correct. Establishing a central authority to oversee and regulate urban water management. Okay. So nowhere talked about this. So 1, 2, 3 should be your answer. So two answer is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let me take the last question of today. Then okay. Let's take this question. In English alphabet, the first 7 letters are written in opposite order, and then the next 7 are written in the opposite order, and so on. At the end, see, now this question, again here your skill will come. Do not write all the letters, and so on from the, and the last and 5 letters, alphabet are written in the, 26 letters are there, right? Which will be the 7th letter to the right of the 13th letter. So they are talking about the 20th letter. So you have to, okay, the moment you have to write about the 20th letter, that my last 5 is fine. Last 5 how you will count? Yeah, X, Y, Z, W, U, V, W. Okay. So you will say, right? U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay. So don't forget about the first 7 what happened, because you are worried about only the, and these 7s are written in the opposite order. So what you will do? You will say P, Q, R, S, T, U. 3, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. These are the 7 letters, but these are written in the opposite direction. Okay. So this is, so your opposite direction, this should be your, so how you will write? You will write U, T. See, in examination, do not write opposite, just think. You have done this. See, I have written the right order, but I am visualizing in the opposite order. So I am visualizing it like, okay, my O is here and P is here, and I am worried about the 20th letter. This is 20, 21, and 25, 6. The answer has to be P. Okay. So this is the way I think we have discussed this paper thoroughly. 1 or 2 questions were there, but they I'm sure you will be able to manage them. If any problem, please mention in the link. Thank you very much.